Ones plus Robo Ronin about to go crazy. That's not happening, buddy.
That is simply not happening. Okay, we seem to be live. This is it,
Cool.
man. This is what they were talking about. This is the live of legend.
The Life of Legend, you say?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough, bro. Fair enough. I mean, obviously, right? I mean, we're on time as if it were. And obviously, I don't sound like a robot. Hold on, let me double check that. Okay, I don't. Cool.
Oh, let's go, bro.
Just locked in. Creeves decided he did not want to be racist today.
Oh my god.
Well, for this first portion of the podcast.
Okay.
W.
So,
but yeah, hope you guys are doing good on this fine Sunday afternoon. You know, drop some pretty good chapters, pretty interesting ones at the bare minimum, controversial, discourse inducing, to use a word.
Bro.
So I think this is gonna be a very, 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 very fun JJK segment.
Yep.
If only because of how fun the discussions around the chapters have been.
Dude, I'm so excited. I'm especially excited. Like, I knew this was going to be a crazy chapter when the leaks dropped. I saw this one guy on Twitter just say 5 out of 10. It was just like a... Damn, bro. we're really hitting the ground running. So I'm
5
very...
5 out of 10 is not...
Yeah.
Yeah, listen. We'll get into it.
We do have something very interesting to start with. All right, BR. Bit of a curveball with this Honored Ones poll for members.
Okay. All right, bet.
So, you guys ready? Drum roll, please.
Hold on. Wait, wrong one.
Okay.
Damn, I don't have a drum roll for you, sorry.
There you go. Check it out. I am shocked. Our first ever tie.
A what?
Yeah.
What did you say? bro, do you think this is a joke, huh?
I mean,
Wait,
look,
you think you're gay? You think you're gay? You can just give us these inconclusive,
bro, see for yourself.
Hold on, bro. Vinland Saga and Soul Eater.
Band for band,
brother.
Yep.
Oh, brother. Damn. Kingdom has no motion.
No motion, dude.
Zero motion, brother.
Fucking hell, dude.
Oh my god.
Bro, like, with the hype that Kingdom had, I thought at least double digits, but 3% is crazy.
No motion is actually kind of nuts. I'm not going to lie to you, but Kingdom fans...
Where y'all at?
I was going to say, where you at?
You at?
Not here. Obviously not here. Can you still vote? Yeah. It's tied. It's not like we're gonna read both right now, right? So
it's just funny as hell, man.
Like if you're a member and you can vote, you can change your vote, right? If you voted for Kingdom, my condolences. Put your vote into a better horse. I'm not gonna lie, like that's all you can do at this point. If you voted for Vagabond, honestly, same thing. You're not close enough to bring it back, probably. So it really. You guys get to sway between whether or not we're reading Vinland Saga or Soul Eater. I'm gonna be so honest, bro.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be so honest.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know Soul Eater and Vinland Saga can go band for band like this. This is super interesting. I am fascinated by this poll because this is arguably our most like A class S class poll. Right, as far as like popular
in terms of quality,
yeah, I mean
that's what I like. In terms of perceived quality, we haven't read any of this. That's the whole point.
I guess but popularity,
like
hype,
or critical acclaim. Critical acclaim might be a good word for it, right? Like maybe Soul Eater is a little bit of like the ugly duckling, the black swan, if you will. Just because I think Vinland Saga, Kingdom, and Vagabond fit in that sort of like stereotypical. Berserk is also another one where it's kind of like, oh, look at my taste. I'm so refined. I've read these manga, blah, blah, blah. Like that type of vibe, right? You know, the mass man special, if you will, right? is one of the ways I'd put it myself. You know, I will say, I mean, Kingdom having no motion is so crazy, man. That shit is so hilarious to me. I don't know, man. It's something about it that was just like, damn, nobody was fucking with it. That's funny.
That's crazy, man.
That's funny.
Bro, you know, I there's a part of me that has to blame, like, I don't know, Viz or whoever's in charge of, like, rejecting an English translation version over here for Kingdom. Because I feel like if we were to do this poll in Japan, this would look a lot more different, just to be honest with you. I think a problem is, like, not a lot of people know about Kingdom like that out here in the West.
Fair.
Okay.
But here's my counterpoint. If we did a popularity poll of JJK characters in Japan, now you'd be top 10. So, like,
let's really
crazy. Let's
not
really
untrue,
gauge
but crazy.
what we're talking about. Let's really Inumaki would be a top seller. Let's really like. I'm just saying this, right? Think. Like people say that to me all the time. Like if a tweet will pop off about something, right? Like I think I was I tweeted about like Kagoatabachi, which I'm gonna jump into that in a little bit. But I was tweeting about Kagoatabachi. I was like, damn, bro, this shit kind of gas for real. I'm locked in. They're like, hey, bro, you know the story's lame, blah blah blah, and the Japanese audiences aren't fucking with it, so you know it's bad. And I'm like, respectfully. They have no bearing, like nobody has any bearing on my opinion of this series, man. Especially when I'm looking at, brother, why is Inumaki 4 on any popularity poll ever in the history of JJK? What are we doing? The second popularity poll that went up to chapter 168, he was 6th. Brother, Inumaki just runs around and talks about fucking food. In the third popularity poll that went up to chapter 227, guess where he was? 227, by the way. We're starting Gojo versus Sukuna. Guess. I want you to guess his place. Think about how many good characters we've been introduced to. Guess his place.
3rd.
He's 8th. He's top 10. He's above Maki, Zenin, and Choso for the top 10 spot.
Maki doesn't. What?
He's above Sukuna.
That's crazy. Can I see these results in full?
Naoya is 6th. I'm gonna link it to you. Naoya is in 6th. Geto is in 4th, above Yuta. I mean, just above Yuta. Actually, that's just where I'm gonna stop. Like, because
above Yuta.
Above Yuta Agotsu. Suguru Geto ranks.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Listen, my ranks above Hakari. If I ever needed something for an agenda, it would be that. Mai Zenin, Noritoshi Kamo, Panda, Utahime, Nobara, all of them over Hakari. Over Higuruma too, by the way. Like, hey, listen, man.
This is so odd, bro.
Man.
This is so fucking
man.
crazy. This is so
man.
crazy.
This shit's blowing my mind. Now, here's the thing. I'm talking a lot of shit about the popularity poll. However, I'm seeing a particular goat of mine at the top, so I can't be too angry. Also, bro, but it is crazy. It is funny as hell.
The gap between Megami and Yuji is super interesting.
It's like, so funny, bro.
It's like,
and the gap between,
oh my God.
And the thing is, Gojo is so popular, you would think he just ranks high.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, Yuji and Megami are like absolutely
the gap
in this
is
most
crazy.
recent poll, man.
Bro,
and he came back by then. Like, he wasn't out of the manga still. He was back and scrapping.
Yeah, dude, that gap between 3 and 2 is like Sukuna at number 10, which, by the way, is it's so fucking funny. Like, okay.
Yeah, hilarious. By the way, Demon Nakatsu said something really poignant, and I just want to point it out. My eyes is focused in on hate, right? Mai is unironically a better character than Hakari, to be fair. Cosign. Cosign, because that was some real shit you just said. Appreciate you. Yeah, Hakari, I agree.
Oh my God.
But anyways, yeah, I just brought that up because you were mentioning like the poll. I'm like, listen, bro, it's probably true. Kingdom would probably have a lot more motion, but a lot of weird series or weird characters have like weird amounts of like, dude, Geto in 4, Naoya in 6, like. Listen, bro. Now he's a good character for what he is.
What?
6th place. 6th place, my guy.
It's just like, bro. Is he meant to be relatable? Like, what's the appeal supposed to be?
To someone like you, yeah, but like for us normal folk, no, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, man. It was very interesting.
M3D, think of the two. Stand proud. Japanese legal system. You're strong. I don't even.
Hey, listen, man. Yeah, that's one word for it. That's one word for it. Strong is certainly a word. Or something, yeah.
It's something's happening, bro.
I mean, we'll get into it. It's gonna be so funny. I promise. But yeah, it's something. All right.
Let's see.
Igurumas. Yeah.
The anime Gym Guru. Thank you for being a member for 5 months. Hey guys, sorry I haven't been here a while. I've been going through it, and I wanted to wish you all in chat. And BR Kareem's a happy holidays and New Year. Happy holidays and New Year to you too, man. Hope whatever you're going through is getting better.
Thank you. Really do appreciate it, and never feel a need to apologize for not being here, brother. We appreciate your support always. Hope you get through it. But yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Man.
As a Hakari fan, I simply want peace. I will never allow it. But nah. Yeah. Anyways, let me know when the poll's updated because I guess we gotta wait till the tie is broken.
Yeah,
But
I
that
mean, no,
was
no,
funny.
the tie is already broken, but I'm thinking,
Damn.
do you think counting it at the end of stream would be preferable, or what?
That's fine. If people wanna look at it at the end of stream, I don't know if votes are gonna keep coming in that consistently though.
Yeah, I mean, but this seems like a pretty sizable gap for now. So let me.
Okay.
All right, let me pose this. We'll make the executive decision like live right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. There we go. That's the updated results.
Vinland Saga low diffing now that we pushing agendas in chat. That's kind of what it sounds like.
Crazy. I mean, like, no offense to Soul Eater, right? Like the thing shouldn't be, oh yeah, Soul Eater's just getting like washed here. It's just, I feel like maybe Vinland Saga got that desperation buff. Like if somebody's like, yeah, nah, 40, bro, they gotta read Vinland Saga if it's between these two.
Yeah, it's funny because almost all that shit came from Vagabond too.
Let's see.
Yeah, very funny, very funny.
Let's see. Demon Ekatsu, thank you for being a member for 3 months. Random question, is directly targeting cursed energy a thing? Also, popularity polls aren't reliable. Bakugo's eyebrows made it on My Hero Academia one. I don't know, like reliable.
I think Benny's car made it onto one too.
Yeah, I mean,
into a Chainsaw Man one.
You know, okay, fine. Using this, I'm gonna try to be charitable, right? Assuming it's all part of a coordinated bit in the Japanese like voting community, where they're just like, yo, let's put Naya on here because like of the bit, right? It's gonna be like, what? You know, when they see the poll results, like, how did he get on there? Maybe it's similar, or especially the case with Inumaki. However, I have seen in a crazy amount of Inumaki glazing independent of this poll. Like, I don't think it's a bit. I have nothing to back that up,
bro. No, you haven't. You're a liar. You're a liar. Nobody glazes Inumaki.
No,
bro.
not
it's jokes.
No, glazing, not power wise. Glazing, as in like.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm talking about as an entity. I'm talking about Inumaki, the entity, does not get, like.
I can show you the fan art, man.
No, bro. Oh, okay. If you're talking about shipping, that's different.
Yeah.
People ship anybody with anybody.
Right, but like I think that's the buff that he gets.
That's fair. Inumaki in my top 3. Respect my boy. Gun to the back of your head. Name 3 great Inumaki moments.
Name 2.
3 good Inumaki moments. No, I'm gonna lower the bar from great to good. Name 3 good Inumaki moments. Please.
Wait, name 1 great one.
Great is crazy, bro. That's
yeah,
too much. That's too much.
I'm just like
great one is crazy. Great is crazy. Great is crazy. Absolutely insane.
He sort of helped them get away from Hanami. Sort of.
Hey, bruh. I'm gonna stick to this. Inumaki is best in Volume 0. He is like pitifully worse in every other like instance that he exists. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Like, his mission with Yuta to get rid of that curse, I think is cool for him and Yuta's relationship. And if he had more things like that, it would be more understandable how people find him charming. But that is the entirety of his character. One, when he sent Hanami away. Sorry, I'm just like, okay, good moment. How? What moved you about that? What moved you about Hanami getting pushed away and then him coming back with no damage?
I mean,
what was moved?
Oh, me personally, nothing. I didn't say that shit moved me. I just said that's like.
No, that's a question for chat.
That's a question for chat. I was gonna say, bro.
That's a question for chat.
Yeah, I'm not putting on the attorney's briefs here for fucking Inumaki, bro.
Hey man, bro.
I am not his strongest soldier.
Might confiscate his other arm at that point. Do more than he can. Anyways, sorry, tipped my hand. Yeah, Inumaki fans, y'all something. If y'all exist, y'all something. But anyways,
Y'all exist.
Anime Jimdra, thank you for the 5. BR, you put respect on Akari's name. The heavy hitters are going to surpass Gojo. So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. 1, thank you for the 5. Appreciate you. 2, put respect on Hakari's name. Probably never in my life. And 3, Hakari could surpass Gojo and become the strongest character in the verse. And I'm still calling him a gambling bum. I'm still giving him the gambling hotline. Every single time. Every single time. Because you'll see.
What do you, bro? Like, you're so.
Here's the thing. I've told you this before. I don't know. One day, I swear. One day I just woke up and I said, I don't fuck with that. And I thought, everybody thinks, oh, is it because he beat Kashimo? No. I searched back into the archives. I was praising Hakari after that, right? Like, I acknowledged that and was still praising him. One day, out of nowhere, I just woke up and
out
said,
of bed.
I don't like that guy.
Bro.
I don't like that guy. And it just stuck with me. It just stuck. I just decided, it's time to lock in.
Bro, even Eobard had a reason.
I can't tell you, bruh. But anyways, never. You can rely on Creams for that though. He'll put respect on Akari's name, I guess, kinda. Okay. Kitty Mod, thank you for becoming an honored one. Appreciate you. Kitty Mod again, thank you for the 2. Best Inumaki moment is losing his arm.
That's
funny.
crazy.
We don't see that.
We actually
don't see that moment. it's just oh, he doesn't have an arm anymore. Okay. Saying that's his best moment is very indicative of Inumaki's character quality. So thank you for the 2, and thank you for your very poignant point.
Let's see. M3D, thank you for the 5. Hakari gets co-signed by heavy hitters while Maki's lesser half got sent into got sent to a Michael Jackson concert by random Zenin member number 80. Respect the GOAT. I don't even know how to tackle that one, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, it's you can't
listen. All I'm gonna say is one person stepped to Sukuna and got some respect. The other person is fighting his goon. I'm gonna raise my hands up. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just stating facts. One person, Sukuna's like, he's like, oh damn, you kind of cooking a little bit. The other person is fighting his left, not even the right hand, his left hand man.
Who's the right?
Megumi at this point. I'm gonna be real, bro.
Okay.
Listen.
I knew you were gonna say something.
Yeah. Listen. I didn't name names. I didn't say nothing. Just use your noggin and come to the conclusions you need to come to. That's all I'm gonna say. And now you got me out here defending Maki like crazy, but whatever. I mean, if I have to, I have to.
Speaking of, man, the Maki questions, the inquiries about her current whereabouts are funny as hell. Like, we know where Hakari is. We know where Yuta is. There's one person left, and she's nowhere to be seen. Kusakabe on the battlefield before her, some would say.
Look at you being a misogynist as usual, like clockwork, brother. Bro said it's women time to hate, time to lock in and hate. That's what it sounded like to me. But anyways, Sheer Lethality, thank you for the 2. Misogynist would pick Vinland over female protagonist. Creams, why would you do that, buddy? Why would you let that happen?
I literally didn't do anything.
I don't know, bro. You put the poll up. That's crazy. You rigged it. But thank you for the 2. Thank you for the 2.
Anime Jimger. Thank you for the 2. It's the Yuta versus Hakari agenda. They're boys.
Maybe, but like the whole Yuta stronger bullshit or Yuta weaker bullshit, like, was so far before the Kashimo thing. I'm wondering, like, what made me just switch up one day?
Actually, bro,
I don't know.
Let me just say
Tale as old as time, I guess.
I'm a big Hakari fan, right? But even I have to be like, this he's stronger than me when he's on a roll nonsense really pisses me off, because, like, no, he's just not. Like he's just not. Hakari gets, like, it's so great. Oh my god, dude. I don't want to fucking turn on Hakari, but it's not genuinely
a Hakari gagger talking like this, bro.
Bro, it's so fucking annoying. Hilarious. He gets like fucking crazy regen and maybe like an overall stat buff, but that's it. That's fucking it. Oh my god! Every time I see somebody be like, Hakari's stronger than Yuta, in what way, bro? This whole fucking universe, this whole fucking series is about, oh yeah, man, I may not, like, you may be stronger than me, but I'm goofier than you. That's why I'm gonna win. And you know what?
Fuck.
Oh my god, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. That caught me because I was like, all right, bro's about to start doing
bro. It just
backflips and
makes me
shit.
mad because it's like, do y'all think Hakari is? This is it for him? Like this is it? Like fucking Deadpool is his big trump card against Utah. Like, ooh, bro. God.
Okay, brother. That's so crazy. That's so crazy. Here's the thing. Here's what I'll say, right? Here's what I'll say. Here's just my opinion, like very, very much boiled down. Hakari, let's say, like, we'll just take Yuta at his word, right? We'll ignore like the narrator shit, right? Like that's fine. Hakari could be stronger than Yuta and in Jackpot, which I think everybody assumes is when he's on a roll, right? Fine, sure, whatever. And there are two caveats. One, doesn't mean he'll ever get there, right? That's the first thing. Like, especially if they're aware of each other's abilities. Oh, he'll beat me if he, because one, being like, whatever, right? Yuta just doesn't have to let that happen. He can clash domains and then just scrap with them in base. And two, we've seen characters that are stronger, like, lose. Like, for example, right? Yuji in Shibuya is not a stronger person than Mahito. However, due to circumstances, specifically another person being there, you know, kind of how like Yuta has with Rika, he's able to overcome someone that's like stronger than him in a conventional sense. That's just my opinion. Like, you don't even have to disagree with Yuta's statement to think that Yuta wins more often than not.
Yeah, also, that's like, on the Yuji point, like, if Mahito was able to use auto transfiguration without touching Sukuna, the way Yuji would have been cooked, like 1,000 times over is actually nuts, man. like, it's I don't know. It really pisses me off every time I see it. It's like, bro, you're not serious. You're not a serious person. Like, you have to tell me you're joking. I know you're joking. Don't say shit. I know you're joking. You're joking. I'm telling you you're joking. That's my fucking process. And I can't, I just have to move on. It just gets me mad as hell.
Very funny stuff. Very funny stuff. But that's all I'm gonna say, bro. That, like, I don't want to get into Yuta versus Hakari into too much depth. I know that's like a whole debate in and of itself. I already made a video on it, all that type of shit. I'm just saying my think piece on that. But yeah, let's see. Let me scroll up real quick.
Oh, yo.
Damn. Okay, Sylvener, thank you for becoming an honored one. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Anthony Clivis, thank you for being a member for 5 months. Sorry, woke up from a nap, locked in. How we doing? We doing great, brother. Doing even better now that you're here. Appreciate you. Let's see. Samar Nelson, thank you for the 5. BR, we need to discuss the Hakari hate contract extension. You're exceeding expectations. Keep it going, bro. Appreciate you, bro. I mean, this is the love of the game. You know what I mean? This is just the drive to be better and improve my craft every single day, every single week.
NJW, thank you for being a member for 5 months. Utah honored one moment incoming. Bro told everyone they had to surpass their humanity. That's
so hard.
That's so hard, man. That's so
cool,
fucking
bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna be real. Every time Yuta shows up, I'm like, why are you not higher in my favorite characters rankings again? Like, I'm trying to think. I'm like,
you know what, bro? You know what it might be?
Man.
You know what it might unironically be? It might unironically be your inner fucking Kenjaku being like, nah, fuck Yuta. He's not built like that. He's not him. He's a bum loser.
Listen, bro, I'm not like you. Listen, I've believed in Yuta significantly more than you. Keep in mind, I'm not the guy who said Kenjaku would body Yuta, Kashimo, Maki, and Hakari. You are. Oh my God. Don't say I got an inner Kenjaku. You have an inner Kenjaku. That's you, brother. You're the one who likes Takaba anyways. That doesn't even make sense. Yeah. That's actually way more apt for you. Anyways, yeah. No, Yuta go-to for sure. Yuta go-to for sure. Yeah, let's see. You want to handle the next super chat? I gotta.
The first line is, BR, this is just for you.
Oh, is it? Hold on. I haven't seen it, so you have no other problem taking it when they're for me. Let's see. Anime Jim Gary, thank you for the 5. BR, this is just for you. Creams doesn't understand the hype. Fake Hakari fan.
Oh my God.
Damn, bro. You just called a fake fan.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. See, I wouldn't take that lying down, but I know that's about you.
Draco Frostbite, thank you for the 5.
Frostbite.
Gege's Jump Fest, the comment makes me think that once JJK is over, he's gonna peace out and not show up again. Maybe for his own safety. Yeah, like, I mean,
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's in Gege's head.
I mean,
I don't know what he said about what.
I mean, let's call a spade here, man. If Gege continues with the bit of being Gege Akutami to the end of JJK, I fear for him.
Do you? I don't know, man. People do dumb shit like not even dumb shit, but like people been getting their favorite characters killed since the beginning of manga times. They just get like like I mean, bro, if Isayama is like showing up to like fan shit and he's like okay, Gege will too, brother. Like I don't know if I don't know if you were
didn't he
there
have
for
to
the Attack on
specifically?
Titan dark days.
Didn't he have to
He
specifically
just
request?
apologized and shit.
Yeah, I don't think Gege's doing all that. I don't think Gege's apologizing. If I'm just being honest.
Gege's like canonically called himself like a pushover. I 100% think he would if he felt like he was pressured enough. Like he's literally just said he's a pushover. It's so funny. Yeah, I just do whatever my editor tells me to, bro. I'm like, all right. I mean, I don't know if that's a bragging trait, but go off, King.
Or maybe he's just trying to like shirk some of the blame for the decisions he makes. I don't know. It could be a tactical move.
Maybe, but I mean, I don't know. Like at that point, I'm like, why don't you have a backbone? Because I'm still blaming you. Like, bro, it's your story. Like, okay, cool. The editor has input or whatever that means, right? But hey, bro, grow a spine. In the event that you actually are like rolling over anytime the editor says something.
Right. Yasha of the Flames, thank you for the 10. Potara Fusion, Sukuna and Gojo versus Naruto.
Yeah, Naruto's cooking them. Yeah. I'm gonna be so real, bro. I mean, like it's just Infinity, I guess.
With the slashes,
is all it is.
I don't. Maybe their domain would be combined, but it's like, I don't know.
I mean, Malevolent Infinite Void. What does that even like look like? I mean, Infinite Void is kind of already. Listen, bro, 2K Shadow clones are just not getting past Infinity, but Gojo and Sukuna aren't really beating Naruto either.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, stalemate, bro, or maybe Naruto like runs out of energy first, if you want to say that.
Maybe the slashes would be faster. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like their techniques don't really combine very cleanly. It's just maybe you could do like
they're also like really weak.
Yeah. So that's it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sleeping Danger, thank you for the 14. Miwa dual wielding executioner plus soul split lock in.
Damn, bro, how many did you skip?
Oh, it just auto skipped for me. Oh wow, my god, it really.
You skipped a lot. Red 7, thank you for the 2. Shut up, Creams. Hakari is stronger than Miwa. I feel like that was directed at me. Gonna be honest, but also not true. But thank you for the 2 though. Appreciate you.
Enemy Jim.
Let's see.
Jimger, thank you for the 5. Is it Jimger or Jimger? I forgot, bro. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna say Jimger. Jimger. I know Liv is gonna start chatting right now. I'm just gonna eat this one. That's what Yuta is saying. Under certain circumstances, Hakari beats me. Not that hard.
Hey man, to each their own. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. Because I'm just like, okay,
because that's just not what he says. But I'm just gonna leave it at that. Like that's just not the words that leave his mouth.
Yeah, but also like, okay. Hakari's thing's 4 minutes and 11 seconds. Yuta's is 5 minutes. If we're just calling a spade here, like,
yeah.
Oh man, let me do some rough calculations.
Hey, bro, like, listen, if Hakari's whole thing is infinite curse energy, you'd have fought someone with greater output, and the output is what leads to your better stats. I don't know, bro. 2 + 2 = 4 in my head. That's all I'm gonna say. But Curse Dove, thank you for being a member for 3 months. Yuta has a sword, Hakari doesn't. Simply put, Yuta better. See, that's the kind of math I can get behind. To be completely honest with you, bro. Simple, straight to the point, objectively correct. That's what you love to see. But yeah, appreciate you both for the comment and for the and for being a member. Now we can get to Sleeping Danger. Thank you for the 14. Mule dual wielding executioner and soul split lock in. I'm more locked in than I've ever been in my entire life. Thank you for that visual. I might need to commission an artist to draw me that. I'm not gonna lie. Thank you for the idea. Let's see. Ivan changed his name to, and the rest trails off. I can't see.
I think stop worrying YouTubers. Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. Thank you for the 2. Glad Creams doesn't support Hakari. Hop off my goat.
Oh my god.
Damn, bro. He called you a fake fan and a loser.
Oh,
yikes.
Okay, I'm gonna push past this one. King Naja, thank you for the 5. I need Gege's second manga, that idol manga, to be his Hunter x Hunter. With everything he's learned from this JJK run, his next manga would go crazy. You know what I need from Gege? I need him to divert from Togashi's philosophy in a very specific way, and that is get some assistance, bro. Get a lot of assistance. I don't know. get as many people to help you with the output as humanly possible. That's where I'm at.
Does Togashi not have any assistants ever or something?
No, he's just really, he specifically wants to do it all himself. Like, he's stubborn about it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Google me E, thank you for the 2. Hakari surpassing humanity is just what I need. He's got to start trying, bro. Awaken a third thing, man. That's all I want. That's all I want.
Awaken a third thing is such a hilarious fucking sentence.
Just, bro,
awaken a third thing, man.
It just,
yeah. Just go ahead and do it, man. Just go ahead and do it.
Yeah, just something,
just go ahead and do it. Just awaken a third thing. You're right, bro. Creams 2023. Awaken a third thing. All right, let's talk about some manga real quick. Did you read the last like Blue Lock chapter?
Sorry,
Hello, is this thing on?
Yeah, sorry. Liv's comment just made me have a Walter White moment.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
What were you asking me?
Did you read the Blue Lock chapter? The most recent one?
Did not.
Fraud.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you do that.
Go.
I'm gonna talk about Kagoatabachi. You read Blue Lock. I'll talk about real manga part 2. So Kagoatabachi dropped a chapter today, as you know, usually does on Sunday. And first off, I just want to say it has a cold ass cover page. This chapter, a nice colored page. Sojo and Chihiro just looking at each other, like just staring at each other, both swords in hand. Is it a coincidence that the manga that's seeming really up and coming is also really cool and they wield swords? I don't think so, but I'll just leave it at that. This chapter was really good in a very similar way to I feel like a lot of them were. Decent action, really good art. I feel like I don't know, man. I just feel like the vibes in Kagoatabachi are really solid. There's something that's kind of hard to put your finger on when it comes to new manga. I think when you're reading, and it's kind of like, does it have a personality? Does it have like some level of distinguishment to it? Because I'll put it like this, right? There are a lot of I because of how long I've been reading manga weekly now. There are a lot of manga that come and go that have like no personality to them or no like specific distinction that makes them unique or like kind of gives them their own flavor. But I feel like Kagoatabachi is not that. Like it in part, I think its aesthetic really differentiates it from a lot of other manga. But I also feel like we're spending a decent bit of time just having like our main character develop in a pretty interesting way. Like he's obviously started out as this like very, I'm gonna just put it blunt, bland main character, like milquetoast on purpose, and forcing him out of his shell through these circumstances is something that I'm really fucking here for. Chihiro and his dad like talking, like flashback into the shit being relevant now. Really cool. I'm all for it. Him like repurposing like N10 in order to like basically pop a fucking domain expansion, doubly, triply, quadruply cool. That shit was so awesome. I'm gonna just be so real. Like it's very hard to explain. It's just a lot of intangibles. But Kagoatabachi like is actually, I'm looking at it and I'm like, dude, I don't know if there was like some divine intervention or some shit, but like it getting hyped up in the way that it did, because I probably just wouldn't have read it otherwise, right? I probably would just like let it do whatever, right? Because I don't know, new manga, cool, fine, whatever. Sorcerers, exorcist, all that bullshit. Like, God, I've never seen that before in Shonen Jump, right? But that like that absurd amount of hype, like that, the irony to it made me check it out, and probably made a lot of other people check it out. And it's like genuinely a good and entertaining series. It's like, you know, I saw someone say it's like very meathead and like kind of, but I honestly think a big part of why it's so interesting is because it leans into those more emotional aspects, like really well, in a way that doesn't feel cheesy, in a way that doesn't feel like forced. It's a very natural sort of like elevation of these connections between characters. And I'm like, because I've seen for 14 chapters, like Sojo is like a genuinely intimidating and like fun antagonist. All of this shit is just like genuinely entertaining to me, and we're 14 chapters in, right? Like a lot of other manga, you kind of understand that they're not going to get their, you know, they're not going to get their feet under them for a little bit. I mean, like for me, on a first read exclusively, even JJK isn't that good until like the Mahito arc, which is like 20 chapters in, right? Like once again, JJK is now better in its initial stages on a reread because I have all of the context, right? But first go around, I don't think JJK is anything particularly special until 20, 30 chapters in. And for Kagoatabachi to kind of be like, damn, it's visually unique. It kind of has its own style. You could say the characters are oftentimes deadpan, but I don't know, man. He seems to even be improving at that at a pretty decent rate in serious moments. It's a very fun series. I'm gonna be completely honest.
Well, that's nice.
Very fun in a way, yeah, that I'm locked in for. I really hope it doesn't get axed because it's probably.
In danger?
I'm starting to feel. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really. It's like if it gets axed, it gets axed. Like, but I don't know. People like I've seen at least like tweets regarding like official people in positions of power in Shonen Jump saying like now we're kind of starting to take into consideration Western appeal because like now manga is like an international or like a global sort of like artistic experience, right? And then they even reference Kagoatabachi being an example of that sort of like Western appeal being considered. I know a lot of people are saying like it's low in the rankings, blah, 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 a bunch of other terminology that I don't really get. But I'm just like, hey, man, if it gets axed, it gets axed. There's not really much I can do about it except read it on Viz and talk about it and hype it up, right? But I will say that, like, I'm starting to feel a very similar way about this as I did Phantoms here in the sense that, like, oh, I see this going somewhere, right? It has a really good mix of that cool factor that I think could like have a pretty decent mass appeal and also having some substance to it. Not even like in depth of like theme or narrative or whatever, but just like emotional connection of like, oh shit, like I actually care about what is going on. I care about these characters achieving their goals in a way that I don't with a lot of new series.
I mean, I mean, hey man, that's good to hear that you're like locked into a new one. I am like I kind of dropped Kagoatabachi. Dropping is so aggressive. I put it on hold after like chapter 5, just because I wanted to do like a binge read at some point, see if it was actually getting good. And based on like your week to week enjoyment of it just rapidly increasing, I think I'm fully gonna just lock in and do a binge read next week because I'm gonna be traveling. Is it next week or the week after?
Gotcha.
Whenever that happens. So I think that's gonna be a fun thing to do. And this is also gonna be good news for you and chat. In that period, because you know Kagoatabachi is gonna have like what 15, 16 chapters for me to read. Like let's be for real. Yeah. I'm gonna finish catching up on Sakamoto Days.
Woo! Finally, chat. We've gotten him on to Peak. We forced him on to a Peak series that he should have been reading for months. Yay!
God. Bro, I'm on like chapter 78, 80. I forgot where I'm at. I'll like I have like a hefty like read ahead of me.
Yeah, Sakamoto was good in a very similar way that Sakamoto is good. I mean, I don't know, bro. It's great. Peak, amazing action. Sakamoto's amazing character. Blah blah blah. I mean, you've heard this all before, chat. I don't know. I mean, just read the damn manga. Like, I don't know. I don't really know what to tell y'all, chat. It's good. I'm telling y'all it's good. I'm staking my reputation on the fact that it's good. Go read it, if you haven't already. Let's see. Anime Jimger. Thank you for the 5. How long does Yuta take to reload his 5-minute timer? Hakari is immediate after jackpot. Hey, bruh, don't know. It's never getting opened. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but for whatever it's worth, like you can argue, okay, the whole point is Hakari's like leveraging his ability to manipulate luck and like really exploit like his own domain, right? Cool, whatever. But he's not technically guaranteed to ever hit it again or get on like a massive.
I think
roll.
that's
like it's just.
I don't think that's a great argument. He's like, guaranteed. I
know.
To hit it, bro. Like in all ways that like I don't think it's like there's no point to that argument because in every way that matters, Hakari is guaranteed to.
I know.
It's like he
like the problem is. I think the problem for me is sort of the end result. Like it's always just gonna be all right, bro. 4 more minutes of being a punching bag if it's like a high level opponent. Like okay. Let's say Hakari hits like 10 jackpots and his opponent is Sukuna, right? What are we doing? Like,
listen, for as much shit as I give Hakari, right? I don't like him or whatever, but like I can't act as if like his technique is not like a very viable strategy under the assumption that he can survive, right?
Right.
Like
But
that's the like.
I think my problem is
the
like
thing is, even Sukuna can run out of cursed energy and shit.
I know,
right?
no, I know.
If Hakari keeps winning, it's like, yeah, you win. It's just against Sukuna, I think everybody understands. Oh, that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
right?
no, okay. So let me rephrase it. Right, for me, it's like Hakari's like when used like paired against strong opponents, right? Like let's say everybody on Ishigori's level and higher, right? Um, it's like okay, you gotta give a battle of attrition, right? Like Hakari's not beating them in like a overpowering them kind of way. He's just sort of wearing them down, which is a fair strategy, right? If it works, right? That's cool. But it's like at some point when you go up this ladder, you're gonna run into people who have as much, if not more, annoying hacks than you. So like, I don't know, call it an anticipation of the after 1,000 rolls, Kinji Hikari's luck finally ran out thing. You know, like I don't know. I'm a little bit more. I'm a little bit more pessimistic.
I mean, like I get it, and we'll talk about. I mean, I don't want to talk about JJK right now, or we got Blue Luck to talk about first.
Right.
But we'll talk about I'll talk about kind of what my hopes are for Arame, and like how maybe they could help either Hakari evolve or cook him. Like either way, I'm kind of winning. I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, let's first talk about Blue Lock and then we could get into that. Did you get the chance to read the Blue Lock chapter?
Yep, it was cool. A nice little update chapter. It was so crazy seeing 2 goals in one chapter, man. I was like,
brother, you don't know how long I've been waiting for Shido to get back on the field, bro. Listen, man. I'm like, there's no way they're saying Shido's washed. He steps on the field, fucking 10 panels pass. He's scoring. That's godlike. That's my GOAT right there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, bro. Yes, sir. I'm locked in. This was fun. Rin doing what Rin's doing, right? But like we've kind of like Rin's been hyped up for the past few weeks. Like, oh yeah, Rin's so good, blah blah blah. So like him scoring wasn't really anything, but we haven't really seen Shido in any capacity on PXG as far as I'm concerned. Like not really. So for him to come on and be like, yeah, no, I'm still him. I just, just haven't really been playing. It's like, all right, cool. That's really all I needed to see. I was like, all right, just doing a little GOAT check-in, little home visit. Hey, you still goated? You still know what you're doing? Bet, cool. That's really all I needed to see. Peace. So yeah, I mean, good chapter. I think Hiyori and like Isagi kind of nerding out over like their midfielder Charles. I think that's cool. I think it's nice to have like 2 sets of eyes now that can kind of like bounce back and forth. Now it's not all Isagi monologue. I'm sure you picked up on like the obvious thing that I think is going to happen. Liv mentioned it to me, and I kind of like picked up on a similar thing. But it's just like Hiyori's probably going to serve a very similar purpose for like Kaiser and Isagi as Charles is for like Shido and Rin, 2 characters that hate each other, that are like very high volume goal scorers, that can have like entirely different teams revolve around them.
So you think you said Hiyori's going to be the one to take over that role?
Probably. Like it's either Hiyori or Ness, right? Because like here's the way I think about it. Like Rin is the Isagi analog. Shido is the Kaiser analog, because like Shido's a very tough goal maker, right? And Kaiser had that like upside down Kaiser impact. Like to me, they are very similar in terms of their sort of striker capabilities. So if you have them like pair up and like go head to head, that probably creates something interesting. Maybe the way they surpass them is like Hiyori being able to work with both of them at the same time, like keeping them both options rather than forcing them to swap in and out. Maybe that's just a guess though. Pretty early hypothesis, having not seen anything regarding the game though. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean I could see that. My only thing would be just to see Hiyori or Ness interact with the other striker, right? So
yeah,
maybe like if I got to see a little bit more of that dynamic, I'd be more locked into the vision. But it's not a bad, not a bad like theory.
Yeah.
I am. How do you feel about Kaiser? Kaiser, my God. Isagi's team losing to PXG, out of curiosity, like in favor, against it, like where are you at with it story wise?
That's fine with me. Like, I mean, I'm not opposed to Esau Goat taking an L. You know what I mean? I'm good with it. Just got to make sense to me. Like, Like I not even like from like a blue lock power scaling perspective, more like what are we trying to accomplish narratively with a win or an L, right? That's
Right.
what I'm curious about.
Okay.
What is the purpose? What are you trying to drive home? What is Isagi as a soccer player, but also as a character missing here? That
Right.
losing here would help.
Yeah. Because
So
it's
if I'm convinced that like losing will help him evolve here, then I'm all for it. If I'm convinced that like getting a W will help, then I'm all for it.
because I'm thinking like there was a lot that he got from the last match, like both in
Mm,
terms of support and skill. That it's like what else could he be missing slash what else does he need to learn, or is it like a different problem entirely? Because it feels like
yeah.
it's almost like what what challenge can't he tackle, short of like
Mhm.
crossing over that pro player threshold.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's I feel like I always feel like that going into a new game where it's like, he's a complete player, right? And it's like, oh shit, not complete enough. Obviously, because he has to keep evolving. So I am definitely curious to see what this new problem is gonna be.
Yeah.
And listen, I know you're a hater, so I'm
Oh
not
my
even
god.
like saying this for your feedback. I'm more saying this for chat. I am very, very interested for how Kunigami feels about going up against the person who eliminated him and forced him to go into that that whole thing. Like to me, that's a very interesting prospect there. And I wonder if Shido feels like Kunigami has either improved and become more interesting or has like devolved and become less interesting because
You know,
I could see
I can see
that
both.
one way or another
Yeah.
like shifting his that's what I'm saying like because I could see it being like, oh, you were a lot more pure when you were a superhero, right? You've lost some specific thing, and Kunigami trying to go find that, right? Or it could just be like there's a maybe that edge is helping him and like some logic, one way or the other.
No, I
I'm
could.
I'm just curious to see how these two interact regarding that because they do have like kind of a history.
I mean, I could see it being more negative. Actually, I could see Shido just like shitting on Kunigami's entire journey, being like, "You became a villain and you're still a loser. Wow, you can't."
Yeah, that seems like a really unbiased take from you,
Yeah,
Creams.
bro. It's just like Hold on.
You
Let
thinking
me
that
let me
Cheeto would
think
say
of a.
that?
You could say
Surprise,
something like
surprise.
hypothetically. He could say something like, um, you can't heads or like
Yeah, bro.
hero
Yeah,
or villain.
yeah,
Hero.
nah.
No, no, hold on. Hero or villain. Either side is the piece of shit. Something like that.
All
Boom.
right. CJ Swervo, thank you for being a member for 4 months. Kamo left to bring the true king of poison magic to the battlefield. Just wait. Who are you referring to
Yeah.
as the true king of poison? If not Sukuna, I'm actually kind of curious. Um,
His
but
dad,
yeah,
like his mom, like what? Who the fuck is he
yeah, I
bringing?
have no idea, bro.
Oh my god.
Um,
Let's see.
Achilleon, thank you for the 10. People calling bullshit on the Kamutoke swipe, but Judge Man's confiscation targets randomly. This could be better in the long run when Sukuna runs low on cursed energy. He won't have a failsafe or a kill set to fall back on. I'm assuming just like something to fall back on in
Mm.
general, for sure.
Um,
I
by the way,
will.
before I
We'll
respond to
talk
that,
about that in a little
yeah.
bit, but yeah. Mm.
What would you give this Blue Lock chapter? We forgot to rate it.
I give it like an 8 and 8 out of 10. Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty smooth 8.
same for me. Also, bro, I'm so sorry. I will be right back.
All right, bet. Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about that in a little bit. I it's convenient, right? It's not like bullshit in a way that this doesn't make sense. But I do understand people's annoyance with the convenience of it all. I want to talk a little bit more in depth of it though, because there has been like this new meme regarding Sukuna that I kind of want to address. Like, first of all, as the joke, and then second of all, like in a more serious way. But we'll definitely be coming back to this. Um, let's see though. Let's see. Nexus, thank you for the 2. Did y'all peep Marshall Master Asumi? I actually have. I think I'm like 3 or 4 chapters behind, so I need to do a catch up. But I've liked a lot of what I've read so far. I didn't read any this week, and I've probably haven't read it like the past 2 or 3 weeks. But I have really enjoyed what I've seen in these past couple of days, for sure, for sure. Um, let's see. Hold on. Are there any more super chats? Am I missing any? Okay, yeah. Okay. Um, Trey Schlongs, thank you for the 7. Where does Levi scale in regards to Gojo and Sukuna? You mean like Levi Ackerman, like the Attack on Titan character?
I'm back.
I don't know. I'm not much of an Attack on Titan fan, but something tells me Levi's getting cooked. Something in my gut tells me Levi's getting cooked. I don't know, man.
You want to talk about
Um,
ordinary
I,
guys, man?
I know he's like the strongest soldier in Attack on Titan or whatever, but like I don't know if I think he's like he's pulling up and I don't know, fucking cooking Sukuna and Gojo. I'm gonna be real. Um, yeah, I think Sukuna's gonna like just fucking flick his fingers and he's chopped in half, and Gojo's gonna I don't know do whatever dumb shit Gojo's gonna do, like shoot him with a red or something.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Let's see. Let's
yeah,
see.
yeah, yeah.
Uh.
Yeah, I think that's it. Super
Okay.
chat
Cool.
wise.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
Um,
Let's see.
all that leaves is what JJK then.
Yeah.
We can just jump into that.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think so. I think so. Let's get these tweets out, bro. I think. Let me do that right now. Right now.
All right. Well, you do that. Let's just jump into the chapter. I
Yeah.
got you. So we one thing I was pretty excited about is we finally get an update on Hakari and Arame. Now, one thing that I find well, never mind. I was gonna say, how did we get here? Hakari probably just shifted the domain coordinates. Like that's very very easy to infer there. Um, One thing about like Arame on this first page that I think is like pretty fucking broken, if I'm interpreting this right, is that like the cursed energy from Frostcom does travel, but it doesn't seem like very visible. Like it's just like small particles and shit that like once they land on you, you freeze. It's not like this big like ice breath like on some Superman shit, right? You're just like one minute you're just seeing like Arame just, and then the next your arm's frozen. So that's kind of wild. Army is definitely really fucking strong. Pulls up, starts punching, like breaks the ice arm, all that bullshit, whatever. Um, Now I think in Viz they say this is over. I really do like the TCB translation because it's like Arame says thanks for playing, and I do think that's kind of like I like that like cheeky little response to a person like Hakari. Like getting caught in the domain, you kind of are informed a little bit about what type of person Akari is, right? Thanks for playing is like a very it's a snarky little response when you think you cook somebody. Like I think that's cool. I like that. And one thing you guys will notice is Arame has really grown on me in this chapter, in part because of like the last thing they say.
Mm.
Um,
I mean,
yeah.
I haven't felt any way about Arame, positive or negative, or really strongly at all. But I think this chapter was like you're fun. Like you're just a fun opponent. You got the RCT, you got this little ice hack thing, and I was thinking about it. I was like, and let me get back. I've been kind of slandering Hakari's name, which is very unlike me. So let me get back on my fucking glazing session, right? Hakari is the only guy they could have sent against Arame because, oh my god, dude. Like, the level of RCT burnout you would get trying to fight her. Like, I'm not saying it's impossible, but wow, like, all your MP, HP, like all of your stats would just take a nosedive, especially if you're sequel act to Sukuna. Like, yeah, you need a guy who can have this fight and then go into a new one fresh. So Hakari was, like, the best person for this.
Yeah, I think he's the best person, but I do think you're lace if you think he's the only person that could fight Arame.
I know, like fighting Arame with the least amount of consequences going into a Sukuna fight right after.
Sure. Yeah, that's why I think he's the best because his jackpot, like he can, if he gets healed by somebody, even if he does like lose a limb, he can just like he can get healed by like Shoko. Well, I don't know if Shoko can heal him. He can get healed by like Yuta or some shit, and then go back. So sure, I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously you got the Arame gassing up Hakari's regen speed, which I think a lot of people already figured for the most part. That's like Hakari's whole thing. It'd be kind of like weird if he didn't. So that like but we did get like verbal confirmation that that Hakari like surpasses Sukuna and Gojo in regen speed. So that's cool. I will say Arame seems kind of like kind of tough. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I mean, she's like doing all this to Hakari in Jackpot. Like this is
getting like dragged through buildings and shit, like getting kicked around, and you're kind of like, oh, I underestimated you. Like, damn, you didn't feel that? Okay, fair enough. Like, you kind of just got sent through like 40 buildings. All right, I'm gonna let you cook though.
I mean, because like it seemed like they were already making the little ice missile thing, while already having hit the base of the building. Like, damn, did you even fall down? Like, what when'd you do this?
Yeah, now this is the part where I really started fucking with Arame. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. But like, because it was like the humanity bullshit, right? It was like, oh damn, bro, modern sorcerers keep trying to retain their humanity, blah blah blah. And it was like, He's like, you're not like that, right? I won't consider you human anymore. So like, I'll crush you with everything I have. And part of that is just like, that's just cold.
Yeah.
Pun intended and pun not intended. Like, you know how it is, right?
Yeah.
But like, part of that's just cold. But the other part to me that like kind of backs that up is like, and it's a small thing we see, right? But when Arame's like dissecting cursed spirits for Sukuna's bath, to me that gives credence to this idea, right? That like Arame specifically might be a good person to go up against a healing type character.
Oh
Like
yeah, because
she
cursed
knows
spirits,
her way
yeah.
around. Yeah, she knows her way around. Like a cursed spirit isn't supposed to like survive long enough for you to get like innards like that, right? Like you're not supposed to be able to create a bath, but Arame's like their curse technique is so precise and their expertise in dissecting things like that is so precise that they're able to like freeze the head, extract everything else, blah blah blah. And it makes me think specifically the context of like, oh, I'm not regarding you as human anymore. For a character like Arame, I'm like, I don't know, man. We may see someone that is not per se like a bad match for Hakari, but like out of characters in his sort of below that Gojo, Sukuna, maybe Kenjaku tier that is like, oh, this is like you are fighting someone who's experienced at dismantling healers, right? Or like cursed spirits obviously don't have RCT, but they do heal very fucking fast, right? So it's like if you're fighting someone who's like constantly done these like this crazy like ritualistic dismantling of curses, I'm very curious for what Narame surrounded by water and perceiving Hakari as something like more or different than human is about to lock in for. That
Yeah.
shit's cool.
I am curious, like why phrase it in this way, right? Like why say try hard to retain their humanity so they refrain from using their powers to break what they can break, instead of just something along the lines of more, I'll fight you more like a curse or something. Like it, I don't know if she's necessarily complimenting Hakari or if she was like saying, yeah, I was holding back. Something about that had
I
holding
mean,
back energy
you're,
to it.
well, I will now crush you with the full extent of my power. Heavily implies that you
Right.
weren't trying to do so before,
Yeah, but like,
right?
why hold back in the first place is like the weird thing to me, right? Like why not go at this guy full throttle from the jump, right? Like
There's a here's a difference like I would establish, right?
mm,
There's a difference between trying to win and trying to kill something. And I'm not saying Arame was trying to keep Hakari alive, but it's more so like a different of intent, right? Against a normal person, you destroy their arm, right? Or you tear out their stomach. Most of the time, even if they do have RCT, it's something that's fatal enough or like enough for it to allow you to combo, right? Kashimo thought of Hakari the same way at first. It's I blew off his arm, I won, right? Hikari, like otherwise than losing his arm, didn't get any physically weaker, but Kashimo's like perceiving Hikari as like a strong human, right? A strong person, a strong thing that like is more conventional. And then the moment that he realizes, oh fuck, he's basically immortal, right?
mm,
He then starts attacking him in ways that like aren't required for a regular person, right? You don't have to like spark electricity into someone's brain normally. Typically, if you just blow a hole in their chest, yeah, they're cooked. But that doesn't work for Hikari, right? And that probably won't work for like higher level characters. Like Maki's kind of referred to as like a monster. Yuta is, like literally cursed in his own right. And like, Hikari refers to him as like a creepy bastard or whatever,
mm.
right? Like all like the heavy hitters, shit. Yuji, we just recently seen him kind of like redo that with Mahito in the anime, but like Yuji's even comparing himself to a cursed spirit. It's like I think what Arame is saying is there is some like implicit limiters or like styles of fighting that people don't employ or fears that they have that restrict them that are not in place for Hikari because he's like fucking batshit insane and also strong. You know what I
Right.
mean?
I think
Um,
the one apprehension I have about like fully committing to that is assumption, right? Assumption flag here. Urame's teacher was Ryomen Sukuna, so it feels weird to have any kind of hesitation be reinforced as like a practice.
okay, I'll just put it like this, right? Do you think Sukuna is cleaving everybody he comes across with his maximum attack potency
No, I mean
just
but
because he's trying
like
to kill them?
right, but he still cleaves is my thing, right? Like he's just like, oh, I meant to
Sure,
cut you into thirds, right?
And Arame still froze Hakari and like stabbed him through his chest, right? Like Arame wasn't like like just because Arame is not taking Hakari as seriously as they are now doesn't mean they weren't trying to kill them. Like an example is like the Ishigori thing, right? So, would you say that Sukuna was like playing nice? Not really. He was just like, "Oh, you're a little bit different than I sort of expected from you. Let me take you a little bit more seriously." Right? It's almost one for one, beat for beat that scene. It's like, okay, I'm fighting you with a level that I think is appropriate for what I'm assuming you are. It is inappropriate. I misjudged you. Let me adjust my fighting style, right? In Sukuna's case, obviously the gap is a lot larger. I'm not saying that like Sukuna is to Ishigori what Arame is to Hakari. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like it's a more general practice. Like saying Arame is, sort of like Sukuna's, pupil, disciple, right-hand man, chef, whatever you want to call it, is fine, but Sukuna acts this way too. Sukuna does this like pretty regularly, in fact, where he's like he fights a character. Shit, he does it in this chapter, right? Like that's something people are complaining about, that Sukuna did not like fucking world end cleave Higuruba and Kusakabe or
True,
whatever.
yeah.
But I mean, if Sukuna's slashing someone, he's like, fuck, I meant to kill you, right? It just didn't work because I didn't take you seriously. Arame doing something similar with Hakari isn't all that crazy to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Arame typically, like, I'll put it like this. Arame looked down on Gojo initially, right?
True.
Like, Gojo pulled up. He was like, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? Which, granted, right? Gojo was talking to Sukuna. But it's like, who are you to step in and get mad? You're not in this discussion, Arame. That's not who you are. But Arame still, like, kind of has this like uppity nature about them. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So doing it with someone that doesn't have his notoriety is still crazy.
True. Okay. I kind of get that. It definitely it kind of begs the question. We got a little glimpse of it right before the fight, but I do wonder, like, the post Infinity Punch, what, like, if Harame's opinion on Gojo changed at all. Like,
yeah. I mean, I don't. Here's the thing. I don't think Arame is like doesn't think highly of Gojo. It's more so of like, you think so much more highly of Sukuna that talking to him like that is nuts. It's like, okay, yeah, you the strongest human alive, but you're talking to our Lord and Savior, Sukuna Christ.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Like, in Arame's defense, Sukuna did win, so it's like,
won. Yeah. It's like one of those things where it's like, I can't be too mad at you. Like, you weren't wrong. You didn't bet on the wrong horse. Yeah. But it's also like, relax. You know what I mean?
But I will say, bro, as I see like all these fights kind of unfolding, it does make me think, damn, dude, no wonder they relied on Gojo. Fucking hell. Like, jeez. This is like a 7-on-1 with Sukuna, and they are fighting for their lives. There was never a single moment, except maybe the final panel after Kashimo's death, where it was like they got this sort of handled. Nah, man, it has just been a consistent. Ooh, oh my god, we almost died back there. I don't know. Yeah. It's funny as hell. Just like just to recontextualize, I guess Gojo's, like, as a pillar for them.
Importance.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if you got the same thing. It's like Arame, like, okay, Arame for a second, right? One punch, like, through a building. Months later, like a month later, it's like, damn, bro, this shit still kind of hurts. Like, every time I like touch it, even with reverse curse technique. And she's like, damn, this bum, let me crush him. Like, it's just a funny, it's like a funny little dissonance.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's levels to this shit. There's levels to this shit for sure. But yeah, I will say Hakari glazing Yuta at the end there too. I'll go lie, Gege wrote that just for me. I'm like, yes sir, Yuta is different. Yes sir, yes sir. But listen, dude, Yuta talking about like abandoning humanity for some shit. I'm like, oh, Gege's got something in store for me. Oh fuck, nah, cause I can't see you to start talking like that, bro. I'm gonna get too hype. I'm gonna get too hype, bro. I'm gonna get too hype. But yeah, that segment of the chapter was really good. I think pretty like unambiguously enjoyed. I didn't see anybody that disliked this chapter dislike that portion. I think everybody agreed that was pretty solid, pretty fun.
Bro, I totally forgot the little Nike swoosh was an edit somebody made on Twitter. So I saw that panel of Hakari's shoes, and I was like, wait, did Gege forget to draw the logo?
brother.
Oh my god. Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Uh, yeah,
It's
from a
hilarious,
certain
isn't
point of
it?
view. From a certain point of view, yeah. Holified Tensa Zangetsu, thank you for being a member for 5 months. Did we get a winner for the book club? Currently, I think it's looking like Vinland Saga, but we're gonna let, if you guys could sway it in one way or the other,
Mm,
you guys still have time. But
yeah.
currently, it's looking like Vinland Saga for sure.
Yeah, we'll announce like the final tally at the end. So if y'all want to change your votes, that's your deadline. Or if you want to like become members and swing the vote that way, that's also a choice up to you. But there is like a passive deadline here. What am I saying? Passive.
Yeah.
It's a very active deadline.
The deadline is coming to get you guys.
Yeah.
Let's see. Google me. Thank you for the 5. Does Higuruma have more durability than Ryu, considering he isn't immediately dying to 20-finger hand seal amp slashes compared to what Ryu died to? I mean, like, I know. Like, okay, right? No. Like, I don't know how else to put that. Like, just not really. I don't know. I don't think anything we've seen really necessitates that level
Jesus
of he can be.
Liv, you
What?
actually drew it. You actually drew it. Oh my god. Oh, that's crazy.
Oh wow.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
This is peak. This is peak. This is peak. This is peak. This is
No.
peak. This is 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 peak. Yeah, it is going in the archives, buddy. Yeah, it is going in the archives. Yeah, you're cooked. Anyways, thank you, Liv. Appreciate you. You've done us a great service. But yeah. Anyways, no, I mean, I don't think so. I don't really think. I don't think that's how that works. It could be, right, if you think so, but it's like, it's sort of like, what's a good example for it, right? Like, do you think Sukuna is slashing at full power every time? Probably not. I wouldn't say so. And like against Ishiguro, he's specifically saying that like when he slices him in half, he's gonna go all out. Whereas with this, it's like very ambiguous. So I imagine not. Or if you want to say these slices are stronger, it could just be Kusakabe just like kind of showing up and doing his thing, which like I know people think is like haha meme funny, but this is the second time like if Sukuna slashes are really as strong as people are making them out to be in this specific context, right? Like Sukuna really threw out some crazy bullshit, right? This would not be the first time Kusakabe jumped in front of an attack that like is aimed from a very strong person meant to kill someone else. It would literally be the second time he's done it. At this point, it's fucking consistent. But yeah, fucking hilarious.
I am gonna faint.
Hilarious.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
But yeah. So long story short, Google me. I don't think so. Kaio Taku, thank you for becoming a member. Thank you. Appreciate you. But yeah. And the Kogane, Liv, thank you for being a member for 5 months. Show the class creams is what the Kogane said.
I don't know if I should.
But yeah.
This is insane.
Hey, bro, I'll just tweet it out if you don't want to. It's cool. You don't gotta worry about it then.
Fine.
Okay.
Also,
Gotcha.
Can you retweet the thing that I sent?
Sure, I guess.
Also, Liv, why are all your images like massive? I have to like screenshot that. It just won't display otherwise. Okay, let's see. God. This is insane. I just what can you send me what you used as a reference photo? Because you got my hair kind of correct, and I'm super curious. Okay, let's see.
Anyways,
here we go.
Kusakabe was putting up generational numbers. Yeah.
Liv, this is insane. This is nuts. What?
Yeah. Super good. Super cool.
Fucking hell.
Oh, Kaiotaku, I started Blue Look and talk about today's best decision I've ever made. That's what we love to see. That's what you love to see. That's what you love to hear, rather. Yeah, we. Yeah. Yeah, this is hilarious. That's fucking that's actually just fucking hysterical. I'm gonna be so real.
You don't have to keep looking at it, bro. Like
I mean, you just got it up there for chat to see. But anyways, do you want to jump into the second half, or do you want to really focus on this drawing?
I'm gonna there. I hope you guys had your fun. Let me just make sure you and Liv didn't post that shit publicly. I just, well,
And what if I did?
I would go into shock.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I'm gonna put you in a shock right now on stream, chat. Chat, watch this. No, I'm joking.
No.
Let's just talk about the chapter, bro. I'll post this after stream when you could be unprofessional, you know, on your own time. But for now, let's talk about the second half of the chapter.
Okay, right. There was a second half to this one. What the fuck? What happened this chapter? Oh, right. Right. Yeah, Sukuna's trial, bro. Jesus Christ. Hey, I'm gonna take 1 minute. You just I'm just gonna hop in. I'm just gonna just hop in. I'm gonna.
Damn, bro. Yeah, I'll just carry stream again.
Geez,
I got
bro.
you. Jesus Christ. This is the broken Ronin stream. Let's see. Yeah, so I think this trial kind of went at least the before, you know, we actually see what got confiscated. Kind of went how one of two ways that a lot of people saw it. It was either Sukuna had a defense, he did not, or he just didn't give a fuck, which he did not, right? He did not care. He even cut Higurumo off in the middle of it. And there's something particularly interesting about Higurumo's expression during this. To me, I find it and you got chat, you could tell me if I'm smoking or not, right? But I really do feel like in this moment, it's not just shock. It feels like Higurumo is personally angry at the fact that Sukuna is making a mockery of the trial. I could definitely see it. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but it does feel like Higurumo is particularly aggravated at the fact that Sukuna is interrupting him during this whole spiel, right? Like, this is an important process, Higurumo. This is what he's built his entire life on, and for someone that is evil incarnate to kind of stomp all over it is a particularly angering thing. But yeah, Sukuna obviously didn't give a fuck. He's like, let's hurry up. I just want to see the executioner's sword. Let's cook, right? We get the death penalty. So that also answered a question I had earlier, right? Which last week, which was, when you get the death penalty, does it get confiscation and death penalty? And the answer is yes, right? Something of Sukuna's was confiscated, and they got Higurumo got the executioner's sword. In this, we learn that Higurumo is assuming that the 10 shadows are done for, and that he thinks it's highly likely that he confiscated Shrine instead of the 10 shadows, blah blah blah. Everybody jumps in. We got Kusakabe, Choso, and Ino out here, which is very, very, very funny. It lets us know, oh yeah, we are grasping at straws. But yeah, so we're locked in, right? And then we get that narrator thing that I think a lot of people didn't fuck with, which is Higurumo and Sukuna realized, oh shit, the plan could fall apart, and the what was confiscated was Sukuna's curse tool Kambutoke instead of Sukuna's own personal curse technique. And that is a big thing. It's a big what's the word I'm looking for? Center of discussion or conversation surrounding this chapter. Oh shit, is Sukuna being saved by the plot? Is this what's going on here, right? It seems like bullshit. But I think, like I said, the way I described it earlier is it's convenient in Sukuna's favor, but it's not illogical, I think, because the curse tool does have a technique, right? It is not Playful Cloud. It does have a technique, meaning you could just say even if it it could have confiscated just the tool without the technique, or not the tool, confiscated the technique of the tool, and it makes sense. It just confiscates a curse technique randomly. That's sort of what Higurumo already said. That's why we didn't know whether or not it would take the 10 shadows or dismantle and cleave. But considering the fact that Sukuna only recently got the curse tool, considering the fact that it only just happened, if from their perspective, right, the only amount of time that this tool has shown up for is against Kashimo. Kashimo probably lost really quickly in verse time, and that tool wasn't really useful against him anyways. So its power or its importance probably wasn't even brought to their attention all that strongly, right? It was used twice, didn't affect them either time, so it probably didn't leave very much of an impression. They already had their plan, they already had everything locked in. Higurumo's probably never fought somebody with a curse tool before, right? All of these things, all of these circumstances piling up leads to me finding it like very believable that even someone as intelligent as Higuruma could like miss something like this. That's how I view it personally.
Huh, that's super interesting. Okay, let me ask you something. Just initial reactions on like for you personally, right? Like or not even initial, but just like full reactions. You as a reader, right? You get to this part. It's the tool, confiscation, right?
Mhm.
You're obviously, based on like what you told me, not as mad as some people were about it, right? No fives out of tens
Mhm.
being thrown, right?
No. Yeah.
But I am curious because you also said you weren't like a huge fan either.
I
So
think it's convenience, right? Like I think it is it's like, oh, how lucky that Arame tossed it in right before, right? Um,
you don't think it was
I don't
pre-planned?
think Sukuna. No, I don't think Sukuna knew that would happen.
Mm,
And the reason I don't think that because the narrator specifically says the only ones who realized, right? Realized meaning it was something that they both kind of came to the conclusion of in the moment, right? Something was amiss was Sukuna and Higuruma. When I figure that Sukuna realized this the moment he was like, shit, it still feels like I could use this mantle and cleave, right? Like it still feels like I have proper control of my cursed energy and blah blah blah, right? Um, so to me, that's how I view it, right? Um, that's very like I view it very much as like it is convenient, right? I don't
mm.
think Sukuna planned for this. If I'm going to be
He got
totally and
lucky.
utterly honest, yeah, he got lucky, right? Which I understand. You don't want people getting lucky and very clearly so. A lot of the times doesn't feel satisfying for shit like this,
Mm,
and you definitely don't want someone getting lucky when you feel like you fucking hate them and everything's already going in their favor. So
yeah,
I get the convenience sake. My initial reaction wasn't even one of like a good or negative one for the quality of the chapter. It was more like, oh, we're fucked. That
yeah.
was it. That was it. Like I didn't think damn, Gege, this sucks as a writing choice, or damn, Gege, this is such a subversive writing choice. It was literally just, damn,
Like what the?
so we're fried.
Yeah.
I'm like, got it, bet,
God,
nice.
this reminded me of when we saw like the explanation for why Sukuna's real form was like peak Jujutsu, and it was like, damn, Gege, was he not strong enough? Like, fuck,
Yeah.
bro. I'll tell you my reaction. Because it's similar, but maybe a bit more negative than yours. Than yours.
Hmm.
The only for me it bothered me on like a technical level because Sukuna didn't need it, right? Even you remember last week I was like, oh yeah, I mean, what Sukuna got to be afraid of, right? Even like a Doomsday he's guilty scenario, he like being in the domain is the most annoying part. Even if Higuruma has the Executioner's sword, right? It just won't matter. Like he'll be fine basically, right? Like Sukuna just outclasses him in every other field that it might as well be like a non-issue, right? And
Hmm.
that was kind of the vibe, like that was kind of the same thing that Gege did with this chapter, where it's like, yeah, no, Sukuna doesn't give a shit. Like he's not gonna waste his breath defending himself when like he can beat up the guy trying to put the handcuffs on him, right? Like the verdict doesn't matter
True.
because enforcing it is something that's like not a problem, right?
Hmm.
Um, where I think the like bothering came in is with the removal of the tool. It was like, did how do I phrase this? He already like there was other ways where it was just like oh right, this is still Ryomen Sukuna, or this might have been a great time for him to use open, or like hell dude, even the cursed tool, like it was one of those. Getting rid of shrine was the quote unquote easiest like way, or let me rephrase that, not easiest way, but it was something that would have made their like plans or whatever slightly easier, but not like a definite win, right? Like it wasn't such a game changer that they that Sukuna was helpless without it. So the fact that like Gege couldn't even sort of give them that, I don't know, it rubbed me the wrong way. It's almost like, bro, like does Sukuna need Shrine to beat them? Like is that the implication, or is it like you're trying to go for a totally hopeless approach? I don't know. It didn't.
I mean, I'll say this, right?
Mm,
We're literally seeing a fight that like you could kind of like mirror it, generally speaking, in a similar way. Okay, like I'll put it like this, right?
mm,
You're in Shibuya, right?
okay.
Mahito killed Nanami. Mahito killed Nobara, right? Motherfucker is clearly stronger than Yuji right now, especially in his mentally weak state. Did Mahito need to hit a black flash there?
True.
Really?
True.
Okay, and then again, right? Hakari shows up, or not Hakari, sorry, Toto shows up. Fucking looking at Hakari fight Arame. Toto shows up, right? Okay, the scales have evened out. Brother's back, right? Toto even lands a Black Flash, usually lands a Black Flash. Cool. Mahito opens a .2 domain expansion, replicating Gojo. He then lands another Black Flash.
Mm-hmm.
He then transforms into a form that does not allow base Yuji to hurt him.
Right.
Right? All of these things stacking, and for what, right? It's to make the characters that he's opposing rise to the occasion. It's not so much that Sukuna requires Shrine to beat them. It's more so that he requires Shrine to be an opponent that they can overcome and truly like realize.
Yeah,
the
no,
whole point of
that's
the
why I
story.
said I'm only slightly mad, because like I sort of figured that's the approach. It's like, no, you want them to surpass Sukuna like with no excuses, right? Like not with the caveat of he didn't have Shrine, or not with the caveat of no domain. Like you want them to surpass Sukuna in like at his best, essentially, right? On some Dragon Ball shit. So I get where they were coming from, but at the same time, it's Gege hasn't necessarily inspired hope. Like, does that make sense? Like it feels like.
Yes, man. I think it's just a lot of what's the word? Not wishful. What's the word I'm looking for? It's a lot of like rewriting history, right? It's a lot of, okay, you look at somebody, right? It's chapter 131 or 130 whenever Mahito gets his new form, right? Toto is now out of the fight. Yuji already could like barely run the ones with Mahito in base. Mahito is now significantly stronger. You tell someone then, listen, bro, I know this sounds crazy. Yuji's about to cook his dumb ass. Maybe that doesn't sound too real. Of course, that's the case for us now. We know that, right? Duh. That's how it's always been. Basically, as far as we're concerned, it's been years since that happened. Of course, that's the case, right? People, I think someone said Mahito was in Sukuna. Guess what? Yuji and Toto are not Yuji with however strong he is now. Higuruma, Choso, Ino, Kusakabe, Maki's gotta show up. Yuta's probably, if he deals with Genjaku, he's on his way back. If Hakari beats Arame, he's on his way back, right? Like, sure, Mahito isn't nearly as dangerous as Sukuna, but the motherfuckers that we have, like, available or ready to spring into action also are not just Shibuya Yuji and Shibuya Toto, right?
Right.
Like, Sukuna is obviously an overwhelming threat. Sukuna is obviously a guy that's like, okay, fucking duh, he's scary, big bad, you know, oh my god, we're gonna die. Like, that's the point, right? He beat Gojo. Like, the purpose, I feel like it's sort of like this, right? Because I think Gege, not even like in a sense of like, not even in the sense of like it's a bad writing choice, but in terms of the public opinion, he put himself in a poor position, right? Because after beating Gojo, there's one of two directions he can give, right? He can either be too lenient with these characters, right? And they start dealing damage to him and they start overwhelming him in ways that's like, what the fuck? How did Gojo lose to this guy? Even Kusakabe's on the battlefield, right? Or you do what he's doing now and you make sure that Gojo, even in death, is a
Impressive.
respected entity.
Yeah,
and they have to work up to that level because you can't have it both ways. Sukuna can't be getting like bodied or like ragdolled or like just manipulated like some fucking dumbass, and Gojo losing feel like, oh, Gojo's not like, he's not fodder, right? You, in order to maintain that, you have to keep building this character up, in my opinion, right? There's a reason people look at, like, aside from objective strength, right? I think we had this conversation on the anime episode. There's a reason Sukuna has aura, overwhelmingly so, and Kenjaku debatably so, right? Kenjaku's a motherfucker who gets his arm blown off by Yuki, right? Kenjaku's a motherfucker who gets pressed to use a technique he didn't want to by Choso. Kenjaku's a motherfucker who got like his head cut off by Yuta, possibly without Rika out, right? That's what Kenjaku is. Sukuna's a motherfucker who tells you, yeah, use your domain, use that shit. Don't matter, I'm cooking your dumb ass, right? Sukuna's a motherfucker who, when he gets scared fighting Gojo Satoru and then wins, right? There's levels to this shit, and if you want him to be that menacing, ominous, like blah 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 antagonist, you have to sacrifice feeling like this nigga's gonna win every once in a while, bro. He's just like, he's the strongest ever, right? Motherfuckers have been plotting on his they've been plotting on his downfall for a millennia. Yeah. They were doing this shit when plotting on motherfuckers was just like, it was just a Tuesday. It was the party. It was the vibe, right? To pretend that like some guy who got his curse technique from Wish two weeks ago or like maybe a month ago, right? Has probably used that shit less time than Sukuna's used the 10 shadows is
Right.
crazy,
No, it's
right?
actually
Like I
insane.
get it.
Yeah. I.
I get it, right? I
Mm,
get it. Like here's the thing. I also want to say I'm not disregarding any and all negative feelings surrounding it because I agree. It's convenient that it pulled up like that. Sure, right? But all I'm saying is from like an inverse standpoint, like a character standpoint, Higuruma's not a dumbass for making this oversight. I'm willing to almost guarantee that Higuruma's never used his domain on someone with a curse tool with a curse technique, right?
Yeah.
They're
I mean, he's
rare.
just inexperienced.
They
Yeah.
don't. He's inexperienced. He's talented. He's smart. He's a genius. But those things do not account for just raw, like being in the field of battle, for like fighting motherfuckers and seeing like, oh shit, this is what happens when they have a cursed tool in their hand or blah, 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 blah. But like, it's just, and it's like, oh, getting experience on the job against Ryomen Sukuna is not ideal, man. It's just not.
Yeah. No. It. Okay, that's fair. That's a fair way to put it. I think, like I said, right. I mostly agree. I think my only reservation is just okay. Little speculation time, right?
Mhm.
It seems like the way Gege is shaping up this arc is going to be a reflection of Gojo's description of Sukuna in the Heian era, where he's like, every sorcerer like sharpened their blades against him and they all failed, right? You know, him on like the pile of bodies or whatever. It seems like he's gonna go for something similar to reflect that in the modern era. And then they have to step up, right? Like post, like what do you call it? Like post Mahito's form kind of parallels, right? Where like Toto's technique is basically gone and Yuji's just like on his last legs, kind of
Mhm.
similarities. Um,
Yeah.
but this would need a few things to satisfy. Which is like the gap between like their exhaustion and Sukuna's like available reserves. Like it can't be as massive as it is right now, right? Like if Sukuna's, if you just like I'm on my last legs, right? Like I don't know if one black flash is enough. I don't know what it is that would be enough to like get him over the edge. I don't know, right? It could be a domain, it could be a number of things. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying I don't know, right? But I feel like there needs to be a way where something to be like, okay, can they wear him down? Can they, can he do like multiple trials, something like that? It's almost like every time they try to go up against Sukuna, it goes in like a similar cycle of they try something, they think it works, he has an answer for it, they just fail utterly, they're back at square one basically. And that's fine, right? To like for Sukuna's aura, but it makes for like a okay, Hakari finishes up with Urame, right? Assuming a perfect flawless victory, right? Just for kicks, right?
Mhm.
He gets onto the battlefield, Yuta's there with him, right? Fuck, you could throw in Takaba there too, right? Like how are we just wounding this guy one time, you know? Like how, like we're at the point in the conversation where it's like how are we even able to, like, how can we even hurt him, let alone how can we beat him? And I think maybe it's like just part of a slow build. It definitely is. What am I saying? That just seems to be like
Yeah.
Gege's thing, right? But it's like, damn, dude. Like, how the fuck are they supposed to do anything? There's no wiggle room.
Yeah, I mean, I
Like,
don't know, man. I don't know if I think like, and listen, maybe this time it'll age poorly for me, right?
mm,
Maybe this time it'll age poorly for me, right? But I don't know if I think like with all the context, Yuta, Maki, Hakari, Yuji, Kusa. Like I know people think I'm joking when I say Kusakabe, but like I'm kind of dead ass now. Well,
mm,
I've been dead ass for a while, but
right.
like even more so because it's like, hey, bruh, you could say what you want about him. He was behind Higuruma before this, like when
Mm-hmm.
Sukuna was slashing. He was in front of him after, like before this. He reached out his arm and like tried to block shit. You could say a lot of shit. You can't say this motherfucker is not quick as hell,
Yeah, no,
bro.
he's quick as
Because
hell.
like,
No, like, dude, like I'm saying, right? The implication that I got from this chapter wasn't like it's hopeless. It's just it gives the same parallel as okay, so all the modern sorcerers are sharpening their blades against him, right?
yeah,
So it feels like the setup
yeah,
to they're gonna fight like hell. They're gonna try to jump Sukuna, a la typical Jujutsu Kaisen, and still
mhm.
fail, right? Like that's just how I feel it's
And then
going
my
vibe
goat
wise.
re-enters, fucks up Sukuna, and then we cook. So one, we're not accounting for Miwa. Two, we're not accounting for Megami. And three, we're not accounting for Maki. I don't. I could really see because I don't know. I don't know if Sukuna seen. He hasn't seen the blade in action at all, right? Like Maki just didn't pull that shit out on him, right?
No.
I don't know, man.
No.
I feel like there is a collective of like things that could lead. And I'm also very much banking on like a an expansion on previously established potential, right? Like I think I said this last time. I don't know if I said this, but like okay, Higuruma is also one of the few people that like picked up. He was like, oh, I feel like I get domain amplification. What if Gege did this so Higuruma has forced to use it now, right? Fuck, I didn't get rid of his technique through my trials, but in the same way Sukuna used domain amp to lower the direct impact of red, I'll use domain amp to like lessen the blow of your slashes. So like they're not lethal anymore and they're just like very painful or like they're hindering me, but they're not like once again like I can survive them, right? Going for a mutual slash is like a potential thing there. You know what I mean? Okay, Yuta, bro, you were watching and motherfucker, you made RCT up when you didn't see anybody do it.
Right.
I need you to do something. Like bro,
evolve, bro.
That's what I'm saying. And listen, I keep saying this, right? These motherfuckers are not going to evolve if they're facing people that don't require it. Right?
Fair. Okay.
I'm saying like, okay, if Hakari and Yuta really are them, right? They're that duo that everybody like Gojo seems to think they are, right? Like all they have like all they can do is sink or swim. Either you die or you don't, right? Are you able to reach those heights that Gojo said you can, or was he wrong about you? Like, is that true or not? Yuji, very similar thing. Motherfucker, I see your arms looking different. I see he got claws now. Lock in. It's one of those things where like I agree. I think like desiring like kind of knowing a method is fair and fine. Oh Jesus. But I also am like I don't know, man. I think a lot of the shit's going to be like evolution and like in adaptation, right? Like I mean, even damn near from the second chapter of Gojo versus Sukuna, these motherfuckers just started making shit up, right? Gojo never countered an open domain before, but was like, damn, I might be getting cooked. He's like, hold on. What if I broke my brain, healed it, then hit this motherfucker with a real mean red? Yeah, I'm gonna try that. Okay. Now this time I'm gonna open my barrier up, right? And close and then flip that shit. I'm like, Gojo, what are you talking about, man? What do you mean flip your barrier? Like, none of this stuff was even like a concept before this. And I feel like not only does Yuta, does Hakari, does Yuji, does like whatever characters you think Gojo hypes up, right? Not only do they have that level of potential or whatever that Gojo's mentioned, but like they've also kind of they're literally witnessing two blueprints scrap it out in front of them before they jump onto the battlefield. Yuta talking about leaving his humanity behind, motherfucker. You had some left, okay. So if that's the Yuta Okkotsu we were seeing was humanity Yuta Okkotsu, right? Okay, cool. Now let me see you when you leave it behind, bro. Because I'm telling you right now, if Yuta second only to Gojo Okkotsu was, oh yeah, no, bro, I'm still real human and shit. Okay, drop that. Maybe because listen, if he listened to Ishiguro and it's like, listen, I'm gonna stay human for now. When Sukuna rolls around, I'll show you what a calamity is. Hey. Hey, I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
I'm so curious if Yuta says some wild shit like, I don't know. You were right. I don't know how he would hear this, but if he is like, you're right, Sukuna, love is worthless. And he just says, sorry to you guys, but I'm going to beat this guy for myself and Rika. I don't know. If he just really goes off the wall and he's just like, on some Rico, I'm not mad on your behalf, but this is just for me.
Listen, man, that's all. I mean, that's all I'm saying, bro. Like that. Like all I'm saying is just like and listen, I'm not saying it's gonna be easy. I'm not saying next chapter Sukuna is about to get folded like a fucking omelet, right? That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, okay. I keep harping on Yuta because he's just such an easy example. Bro lost his special grade status, got it back in 3 months.
3 months.
What? You're telling me you got mad that your friends were about to die and you said, what if I healed them? I'm sorry? Not what if I healed myself? What if I healed them? Gojo can't output positive energy. You didn't have a blueprint. You decided on the fly, I'm just gonna output it for them, thanks. Oh, Inumaki's technique? I want it, thanks. Die. Oh, okay. Oh, dead ass? Oh, for real? Okay, cool. Bet, that's what we're doing now. You know what I mean? Like, er, am I saying you're just gonna pull up in 1v1 Sukuna? That's not what I'm saying. But am I gonna say like, hey, bro, there are some characters that Gege and Gojo have made it a point to really, really gas up. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, yeah, bro, you just gotten this far off of off of like bullshit. We still don't know what he hit him with before. When that comes back, what happens when that comes back into play, right? Oh no, yeah, like, hey, Sukuna still probably doesn't know what that is. He's like, what the fuck was that? All right, cool, whatever, right? Hey man, I'm just saying, when there's a will, there's a way, bro. There's a will, there's a way.
Ooh, well, let's catch up on some of these super chats. Hall Fight Tensei gets you. Thank you for being a member for 5 months. How did we get the winner for the book club? Did we answer that?
Yeah, I answered that earlier.
Okay, we'll decide at the end. Higuruma, my god. Google Me, thank you for the 5. Does Higuruma have more durability than Ryu, considering he?
I already answered that. Answered that. So I think the one we have left is Achilleon.
Oh, okay.
So Achilleon, thank you for the 5. Sakamoto / Kagoatabachi crossover. 3 order members are sent to kill Sojo. Who cooks BR? I'm gonna be real, bro. That lightning shit probably frying him. I'm gonna be so honest. Bro. Like he's I don't know what the fuck the chant name is for it, but when he shoots out that lightning, like, they might be cooked. But that shit would be so cool. Like you just equal stats that shit. You just have a fight. That'd be cool. Yeah. But yeah, listen, man, we've said. I'll just put it like this, right? We on the podcast have said, "Oh, it's hopeless, bro. Oh, it's hopeless, bro." So many times. Yeah. It's over, bro. It's hopeless. And listen, was that the end? Are our characters still alive? Yeah.
Yeah, but we weren't necessarily proven wrong either, you know? It's more of a, we'll call that like a neutral victory. But like, they haven't won either, right? Let's keep it a stack.
I'm not saying they won. I'm not saying they won, bro. But there are multiple points of the calling games. We're like, oh my god, bro. Kenjaku and Sukuna, bro. What happened to Kenjaku? Where are you at right now? Oh, he just ahead?
Fair.
Okay.
Fair.
Not saying he's out of the game. He could cook. But I'm just saying, the person that one of us thought would take 4 basically Yuta level fighters to scrap with, Yuta said, Takaba, distract him real quick. I told you I was gonna kill Kenjaku. What'd I say? Hey, I'm just lifting my hands up. I'm just putting my hands up. I'll let you draw conclusions. I'll just say a fresh Yuta stepping onto the battlefield with Hakari and Maki being like, all right, Sukuna, it's time to go back and forth. Like with everybody else. Amen. That's all. I'm just amen. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
I mean, look, I guess, right? Okay. Props to Yuta, obviously, but can we, how do I say this? I mean, let's not discount the amount of work Takaba did on his end, like getting Kenjaku to that point. However, okay. How much do you think Takaba helped with Kenjaku? Like, be honest. Like no bullshit.
Like, I think a lot. I don't think Kenjaku would be as vulnerable as he was.
Not even.
That's what I think it's there for.
Yeah, I mean, not even vulnerable, but just like weaker, right? Like we can say like he was drained fighting Takaba, right?
I mean, I guess I'm not sure.
I ask this because it'll kind of. I'm trying to get a gauge on how well you think Yuta scales to like full health Kenjaku on its own.
I mean, like I'll put it like this, right? Physically, I think Yuta and Kenjaku are going back and forth. I think the main problem that Yuta, because I think even with the 5 minutes he has the advantage. I think the main thing that Kenjaku's like discrediting, and the main thing that I think he has some validity for is just the time limit, right? The time limit is a problem. But I think if like I think Yuta, for however long he has Rika up, is probably cooking Kenjaku, like not killing him, but I'm just saying like he's beating his ass type shit. But I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really matter now, right? Yuta's healthy.
Yeah, no,
who cares?
I guess it's more of a how do I say this? It's weird to be on the fucking Kenjaku defense squad in this context, which I'm not trying to be. It's more like I think there's no reason to necessarily disregard Kenny outright. God, this is the fucking aura thing all over again, dude. This is the aura conversation all over again.
You don't even have to disregard Kenjaku, right? If you want to say, oh, Takaba was like instrumental to that win, cool. Is Takaba dead? Did he die when I wasn't looking?
No.
Can he help with Sukuna now?
Yeah, no, he could.
Okay, cool. Then we have a person that was instrumental to, like, it doesn't matter. Like, even if you say, okay, Yuta just straight up loses if Takuba's not there. Fine, sure, whatever, right? I may disagree. Fine, doesn't matter though. Who cares? Fine. The person that was instrumental is still alive. Throw him on the battlefield, motherfucker. Change clothes. I don't know what the fuck you're wearing right now. Change clothes. You're about to fight again. And trust me, don't worry about killing Sukuna this time. Don't worry about it. It's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? It's one of them. So it's like, hey, man.
Okay. I mean, that's. I guess that's one way to look at it. Yeah. Did we? That guy's super. Thank you for the 5. When Yuta runs out of time with Rika, he extends the time and fuses with Rika. Yuta wears Rika as armor and can switch out curse techniques on the fly. Love you guys. Appreciate the Superman. Appreciate it. And thanks for the love. A Yuta Rika like hybrid thing would be kind of crazy. Like a Patara earring situation would be kind of nuts. Though, I don't know. Would you say it's like more beneficial for them to act as like a duo than like as a single strong person?
I mean, if as a single strong person he loses the time limit, then no, right? Which I think is what the super chat's getting at. But if the time limit can, if you're saying in both hypotheticals, like okay, the time limit, what's the word I'm looking for? The time limit is not a factor. For some reason, Yuta just evolves and it's not, right? Time limit's not a factor. Yuta and Rika can act independently, or they're fused, or like Yuta's wearing like Rika some armor. I think the duo, it depends, right? If you're fighting someone like Sukuna, it might be more beneficial to just have all that power in one person since you're jumping him anyways, right? But if you're fighting someone that's like more relative to you, right? Say he's fighting someone, I don't know, like we're in base, or like his regular power is more like appropriate. Then I think having 2 people is probably better. It kind of just depends. But like, I mean, like we've just seen characters like do shit that, you know, they literally couldn't do before, right? And obviously there's context. I'm not saying Yuta's just going to say, you know, nah, I don't want the time limit anymore, right? But like Sukuna couldn't slash through infinity. Where did we get there, right? Gojo couldn't use reverse curse technique or red or purple. Where did we get there? Gojo could get tired from using infinity. Where did we get there, right? Like it's not like these characters have not had things that were basically deemed impossible, right? Like if you were to tell someone at the start of the fight, Sukuna is gonna win by without a domain just slashing Gojo, they'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about, man? You're just saying shit. That doesn't even make sense." We literally get an example in like one of the first chapters of the fight where Sukuna slashes past Gojo because there's no point in attacking him directly with his curse technique at that point, right? So it's like I mean, we've just seen numerous ways characters can evolve their technique, and not just evolve it in like what's the word I'm looking for? Not just evolve it to have different applications to evolve it, but to like get rid of limitations, right? It's not that Sukuna sort of just like got around the limitless in a very like unique way, like he did, right? But it was like before he could not slash through the limitless. Now effectively he can, right? That is something that was impossible beforehand and is now not, right? Is there any reason, like with objective sense, right, that we could say Yuta can't find a similar style loophole even if it's through a different method, right? What objective thing means that it has to always be 5-minute timer? Don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think anybody's sure, right? And as long as that's the case, I'm gonna hold out hope that the motherfucker, like, here's the way I think it, right? Gojo didn't seem to rectify his statement, right? Gojo didn't seem to like say in his death, like, "Oh, I'm so worried about them, bro." As soon as I found out Yuta had a 5-minute timer, I was so worried that he was cooked. Like, he seems to still have confidence, right? He still seems to believe in them. And if that's the reason, Gojo's not an entirely super sentimental person. I mean, I don't know. He seems to like, damn, bro, you look like Megami. You know, I'm still gonna punch the shit out of you. Like, what's that got to do with me? You know what I mean? That's kind of how I view it, though.
Gotcha.
Kinda
Okay.
how I view it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shit, bro, you kind of spat all over the place. I kind of spat all over. What a line, man.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's
Yeah, just
very, very, very just like weird. Like
yeah.
just like okay, bruh. All right.
I co-sign all of that. I don't know. I didn't need to say the spat line in retrospect. I think I could have made my point the same way without doing all that.
You definitely could have, for sure.
What do you said you wanted to address the Sukuna memes, like the luckiest man alive thing.
Oh, plot armor man.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me find this so you can put it up on screen. But I've been seeing y'all been seeing like the different, like, you know, put in like potential man or whatever. The new iteration I've seen is like plot armor man. Hold on, let me look up Sukuna, because I thought the show was really funny because it was just like here, it was just like basically like criticism kind of gives it a lot more what's the word I'm looking for? Criticism gives it a lot more like meat on its bones than maybe I think the actual thing has, but it more gives it a sort of credence, right? It gives it basically it's a joke about Sukuna, right? It's about Sukuna basically being like written into these situations through exclusively plot, and I think it's funny in a way, but I really do wonder sometimes what the alternative idea JJK fans have for Sukuna is, right? Because it's like, okay, you either have him sort of like win these things, or
the series is over,
or he doesn't. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, and it's like I get it. Maybe the problem is the specific way in which it happens. Sure, right? But like, I don't know. A lot of these things are like, man. You could say this about a lot of characters. So for example, like he was just acting the entire fight. I mean, not really. I know people say that, but like not really. I mean, holding back in a roundabout sense, sure, right? Or maybe trying to win in a specific way, sure. Acting, not really.
Yeah, acting.
Right? It's like that. It's like that meme where it's like I was holding back. I was just like I decided to intentionally bleed from my eyes. Right? Like there are moments where Sukuna is obviously like taking damage in a way that he would prefer not to. Right? But you know, like maybe holding back in once again some extent, but it's not like. Yeah, whatever. It's not in that thing.
God, dude, his mouse tool gets confiscated instead of his technique.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This is fucking hilarious.
I saw this as a pretty funny one. Shoving a poisonous object down someone's throat is not hurting them. I thought that shit was funny as fuck. But that is something I saw a TikTok about it, right? Where it was like someone was saying that Sukuna ripping off his own finger is a breaking of the binding vow, no matter how Yuji feels about it. And I'm gonna be real. I don't want to be that person. But read the manga, man. Read the manga. The amount of times we see motherfuckers get caught up on like interpretation or like wording in specific instances like this, and the amount of times it's been reinforced that Yuji's like, dude, God, I'm not a person. God, I just want to die. Blah 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 blah.
If only someone would grant my greatest wish.
God, bro, I can't wait to reunite Gojo, Megumi, and Tsumiki, and then just fucking disappear, right? It's like, okay, the selflessness, all that shit, right? It's like, I don't know, man. It just feels like JJK just fucking like really lets you know, yeah, I'm just a cog. Yeah, I just move the machine forward. JJK techniques depend on interpretations that is hurting Megami, to be honest. That is more fair though. I will say that, like, I will say it, like, it is funny that there is no mention of like, hey bro, I definitely don't think this yeah, it's like, well, yeah, that's funny. I will say it's funny, and maybe even there's some truth to it. But hey, you know, gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. I said it before and I'll say it again. Fraudkuna is Pandora's box and it just ruined the fan base. Yeah, I mean, yeah, kind of. Like, it does feel very Fraudkuna-esque, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it feels like Fraudkuna light, necessarily, but instead of, like, in the context of the fight, it feels like in the context of the story.
Like, yeah, saying, like, Sukuna's not strong, he's just being, like, written into, like, very favorable situations.
Yeah. So it's
M3D. Thank you for the 10, by the way. Gotta play devil's advocate. It is frustrating to see the villain constantly get aided by some form of handout. He's so strong that you'd expect him to win purely by his own agency. But the thing is, like, a lot of these things are his agency, right? A lot of these things, like, are sort of Like, okay, right? Jacob's ladder. Is Angel dumb as a fucking just bag of bricks?
Mm.
Sure, right? But Angel didn't just randomly decide to stop. He played on the fact that Angel likes him and cares about and
Yeah.
Megami
I
rather,
mean, let's just
and then
like
fucking bit her wing off.
entirely Hana's fault if we're just being honest with that one, right? Entirely Hana's
Yeah.
fault. If Angel was the one in perfect possession of the body, I think that might have been more effective. I don't know if it would have taken out Sukuna outright, but he's here.
He's probably getting cooked. I'm gonna be so real, bro. That motherfucker is probably turning into space dust. The way he was looking, like, especially in the redraws, bro. If she just fucking keeps listen, man, Sukuna might be cooked, right?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's already established they have that dynamic. It's sort of like this, right? It's like, is it plot armor that Gojo has morals and decided not to just kill everyone in B5F?
Yeah.
Or is that just a character flaw or a character trait? Like, not even to call it a flaw, like to even like pass judgment. Is that not just a character trait of one of the people in the narrative, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Gojo allowed everything to happen in Shibuya because of his humanity, but like, okay, if everybody like, do you? It's like, okay, you're asking everybody to act entirely logical when that's just not how people or characters in this story are gonna work.
Yeah. Um I mean Gojo's biggest flaw also is canonically his personality. So that's just where it was going to spring up. It was actually the one of the if not the biggest reason he lost the fight against Sukuna was this like weird yearning for his loneliness to be quelled while also maintaining his strength, and it's just like, nah, bro, you can't have both. Can't have both. So
Yeah.
that's
Um.
like it's weird, right? Gojo's defective personality in this respect is why he always gets himself into the predicaments that he gets himself into.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see.
And like, I'm 3D again. Thank you for the 5. Agree, but they aren't purely agency. They aren't purely his agency, which is the issue. Conserving his full reincarnation is genius, but bro, it's a whole ass sensu bean. I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, if that came out of nowhere, Gege pulled that out of his ass, sure, right? But Sukuna is literally like, yeah, no, I'm gonna save my form for later, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just directly being like, yeah, no, this is better for fighting sorcerers. And I think everybody interpreted that as, and they interpreted it as like, this form specifically makes fighting people easier. Whereas really it's better because I can essentially die like this and come back.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Um, and we've also seen from Angel, like, oh, everybody's like fully possessing the vessel and like they're like putting their form entirely over it. We had never seen Sukuna do that, right? Kashimo looks how he did in the past because he completely took over the form, right? Same thing with like a lot of Uro looks like that, right? Whereas Sukuna sort of like he paints over Megami's body with like some of his own features, but that's still primarily, it very much looks like Megami. So it's clear that he did not fully incarnate, right?
Mm.
It's clear that he has not like fully overwritten him or like fully suppressed him or whatever, right? So it's like, okay, even still, it kind of makes sense that if Sukuna is getting like an entirely new form by completing the incarnation process, yeah, he probably should be better. You know what I mean?
Fair, yeah.
Um,
Let's see.
and it's like, okay, it's like this, right? I think people are mad because it's Sukuna and he's the bad guy, but it's like, okay, what is a Black Flash? Are we gonna be mad Gojo was able to pull off that like unlimited hollow purple because it relied on like 4 Black Flashes landing? That wasn't his own agency entirely. Nobody can do it at will, right? Is that like now a negative thing for Gojo? That wasn't his agency. He didn't do that entirely on his own, right? But we understand like, okay, there is a perseverance that is required in order to make sort of like a mountain. Not that's the wrong analogy. What the fuck is I gonna? It's like it's basically you're making this shit useful, right? You're making circumstances that are on their own like they're beneficial, sure, but like you have to also make proper use of it. Gojo just hitting 1 Black Flash or even hitting like 4, if he doesn't go with the unlimited hollow purple, Sukuna doesn't get pressed the way that he did, right?
Real
It doesn't
making
do
your
as
own luck
much.
Hakari moment kind of mentality.
Yeah.
Also, Samara Nelson, thank you for the 2. You guys think Ino is gonna cook? Cook. Cook. He might get takeout, you know?
He's gonna do something, bro. He's gonna do something, I think. But I don't know. Cook is crazy. Like
Yeah,
Cook,
it
he
just
might microwave. You know what I mean?
yeah
I could see him microwaving some shit.
yeah. I mean he's got some ramen. Um,
Hmm.
he can
Yeah,
he might do
for
something
sure.
there. He'll
Yeah, and I see people like okay, so I see people like Hana's the reason Gojo's in a pack. Gojo's the reason Gojo's in a pack, right? Like, because you could trace it far enough. Like, once again, none of this shit happens if Gojo decides fuck the limited people in here. I'm gonna save everybody in Shibuya,
mm,
right? He wants his cake and he tries to eat his cake and have it too, and it's like
yeah,
cool, that's fine, right? But you have to live with the consequences of that. You can't just blame one person's character traits when it is like an amalgamation of these things that leads to this conclusion.
mm. Yeah. Also, like if we're being real like prickly about it, Gojo letting go. Okay, let me phrase it like this, right? Gojo mourns Geto like a normal person, gets over it, like moves on, so to speak. That those 5 minutes ain't doing shit. Like I don't know. Like it's like Kenjaku would have been dead. Like what 100 chapters ago. So like
Mm.
it just it's one of those the series almost can't go on otherwise. To like how do I say this? It wasn't Gojo's purpose to beat Sukuna. It was Gojo's purpose to lose to Sukuna so that like his students could. At least that's the implication I'm getting, right?
Mm.
So that's kind of how I see it. Um,
Yeah.
let's see. Nah, I'd win. Thank you for the 6. Not controversial. Mahito and his technique would be more broken if he was human. Also, Yuji next to Sukuna, weird as fuck. How much they look alike. Mahito and his technique would be more broken if he was human. Why? I feel like it's better that he's cursed. No.
I mean, it doesn't really matter all that much. I mean, maybe it's just that he can't die from like positive output,
I
but it's like it's such a
guess.
small thing. Like, there's like two characters he can do it, man. And he never loses because of that.
Yeah,
It's I
it's
don't know.
never a factor. Also, like, arguably being a cursed spirit is better because he also gets like baseline reverse curse technique. He doesn't need it, but he has it. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know.
He also has a lot more cursed energy than like he would as a human because of his disaster cursed nature.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Um,
But yeah, I
yeah.
mean, agree to disagree, I guess. But yeah, also Yuji next to Sukuna, weird as fuck how much they look alike. Yeah, I mean, we're definitely gonna get some expansion on that. I
Yeah.
assume. Let's see. Anime Jim Drew, thank you for the 5. Serious question: am I the only one who thinks JJK's abilities are OP, except for one major flaw, Gojo and Takbo, for example? I mean, yeah. I mean, not all of them. Some of them are. Yeah. I mean, even having a curse technique is like an example of agency not really being in your hands. It's what are you making of the hand you're dealt sort of idea. I don't
Mm.
know. That's how I see it. Let's see. King Nija, thank you for the 10. All I'm saying is that Jesus. All I'm saying is that Jesus.
Right?
All I'm saying is that if I made these types of memes on people's fave series, I'd be called a hater, but JJK fans will treat this as gospel. Gojo versus Sukuna was the best slash worst thing to happen to this fandom. So two things. One, I think I had a stroke. Twice, actually. And two, listen, bro, I'm gonna just say this. Real tough it's real tough being fans of certain characters because like sometimes you just gotta like deal with the fact that your character got a bad rap. You know what I mean? Like 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 you sometimes you just gotta hold that, bro. Like and the thing is like no matter how much context or like how many circumstances are there, it's just quick funny memes over actual like ideas and shit. You kind of just gotta
Like
hold that,
Genda
bro. And
Kaisen
Sukuna has
did.
kind of it's a Agenda Kaizen
Yeah.
sometimes, bro. Like I'm gonna be real. It's like damn, bro, all right, look at making me. He summoned Maharagan Toto. It's like, well, actually, if you look at the shut up man, he was about to summon. It's like, oh fuck, it doesn't matter what real shit is in the story. Sometimes a joke just catches on a little too well in the community, and you just gotta hold that. It's
Making me,
unfortunate,
making
and
me,
Sukuna's
bro, making me when they give him full fat milk instead of 2% with this treasure I summoned.
yeah. Exactly, right?
Mm.
As if this motherfucker has not like his main opponents from Alraga have not been like Sukuna or Toji. Like I don't know, but it's like yeah, but it's just a joke that stuck,
Mm.
right? It is what it is. You just gotta like, and that's I think because you went up against the strongest PR team, Sukuna got the short end of the stick there. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Um, Let's see. Rush, thank you for the 5. At the 1 hour and 45 mark, BR predicts how Gojo dies on episode 59.
Do you?
Hold the fuck on. Don't lie to me, bruh.
Okay,
Don't make me think that I'm godlike.
All
Hold
right.
on.
Well, while you do that,
You talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nah, I'd win. Thank you for the 2. Idle transfiguration would heal without reverse curse technique. No, I know that. I'm just saying, like, he would also have it, right? But it's just like a double dip that he wouldn't need, right? Even if he was a sorcerer, right? Like, it's such a passive benefit that he just doesn't utilize. But it's just an inherent advantage of being a curse over being human. Plus, I don't know, man. I feel like literally nothing would change for Mahito except maybe his appearance, which, by the way, isn't even a big one because Mahito already kind of looks human. And I feel like he could look more so if he really cared enough to. So I don't know. I think Mahito's the only person who would, like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's not a hindrance. It's not a benefit. Oh God, I think there was one more super chat that I missed. Let me double check. No, okay, cool.
Dude, I'm a fucking genius.
Did you really? Shit. Did you really?
Holy shit! I don't say it in so many words. I basically just say like Sukuna targets something behind infinity instead of like infinity.
Wow.
Holy fuck.
Wow.
Oh my god, bro. God, why do I not remember it? Because I just say so much shit that like if I'm right, god damn, bruh. No way. Huh. Damn. I'm like, because I'm thinking, damn, I'm being pranked, bro. I'm being pranked. That's crazy. And I was like, no,
Congrats.
Damn, bro. That's super fucking cool, actually. But anyways, appreciate who pointed that out. Let me see who pointed it out, bro. I was gonna just say thanks to who pointed
Rush,
it out,
yeah.
but I wanted. It was Rush. Yeah, appreciate you, Rush. You're goated for that. That's cool as hell. That's cool as hell.
Let's see. Scouty Hut, thank you for being a member for 4 months. BR, I read Ippo over the past month thanks to you. Thank you so much for constantly gassing it. It's unironically that good. Sendo, Itagi,
Itagaki.
Just tell him you're welcome, bro. Like what do you want?
Hey, bro, you said the name wrong. Hey, bro, you're welcome, man. I'm so glad I was able to put you on peak. I'm so glad I was able to put you on peak, bro. Like, honestly, you're welcome, but more importantly, congratulations. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. That's a big W. Big W. Let's see.
M3D, thank you for the 2. Not trying to go broke, so reach out if you don't mind, BR. Let's see. Is it before or after that point?
Well, if you look, I'm just gonna. So someone asked like, what did I say exactly? So basically, what I said, right, is like, if Maharag is like in between like Gojo in the building, like Sukuna basically is targeting something past Gojo, right? The target is no longer infinity, it's something beyond him, right? So obviously I don't say like Sukuna is gonna slash existence, the world, and infinity itself, or whatever the fuck he specifically says, right? But I basically did get at the idea that like Sukuna will change his target from infinity and Gojo to something like past it. And I'm not gonna lie, maybe you won't count it, but in my book, that shit fucking counts, bro. That's close enough to changing the target of. God damn, bro. Gege, hold on. Let's confer, brother. I gotta rewrite some scripts for you if you're listening to me. If you're gonna listen to me now, or if you're gonna listen to me back then. We got
for another editor.
We gotta write. Yeah, exactly. We gotta run some shit back, brother. I got some ideas for you. Hold on.
Hey,
yeah,
bro.
No, that's crazy,
bro. That eraser tool is gonna go crazy on JJK. Can't wait for the BR retcon, man.
The BR cut, the broken Ronin cut for JJK. Lock in, chat. Okay. But yeah, let's see.
I think M3D's chats are like after that. I'd say that Sukuna's portrayal by Gege before his full debut in the story sets up specific expectations in a lot of people's heads, that he'd be a literal god that bulldozes through every problem through raw strength and sheer force of will. As somebody who had gotten the ultimate jumping from the strongest sorcerers in the strongest era, Sukuna being the worst of circumstances and bulldozing everyone, it's so jarring that he's given any kind of handout. I get it, right? But I don't know, luck is a huge part of the series, and like Sukuna himself is supposed to be the pinnacle of everything that makes up Jujutsu in the world. So if it's something like Hakari can do to manipulate luck, or if it's something, Yuji can quote unquote do with black flashes. It feels like you even see with Gojo, right? The whole blowing up your brain and rebuilding it thing is something he just picked up on the fly. So Sukuna's greatest feat inherently as a person is, even without Maharaga, adaptation. You know, um, and whether Sukuna, like, he still got the tool delivered to him. It was still part of his strategy. Regardless, like, whether or not he beats Gojo, that tool getting delivered was always part of like the aftermath, right? Like, it was never, oh, well, let me use this to fight Kashimo or to get out of the domain, right? It was always something he was just gonna have. So it happened to work out in that favor, right? But Suguna himself, he never took the threat seriously. He didn't like care about Higuruma's domain. He happened to get lucky, but he wasn't banking on it, right? Like it wasn't make or break for him as a character, and I think that's like important. He wasn't like, oh thank God, I still have my curse. Like he wasn't like just like beat a sweat running down his neck in the fucking in the courtroom. So I think that's also like another like factor here. Sukuna happens to get lucky, but he doesn't need it either, right? Like he's not out here trying to like pray to the heavens with all four arms, like,
Yeah, here's the thing that's like tough, right? Because if Sukuna has none of that, but only the main characters have that, then you have the reverse issue. Oh my God, the main characters got plot armor, blah 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 blah, right? To me, the best way to kind of like balance both of those things out is by like allowing characters to have like equal opportunity to chance, right? If chance can fall, like, it's not really chance if it only falls in one favor, right? Is it really a coin flip if you know which side it's gonna fall on every time? You know what I mean? Then it's just a formality, right? The fact that things can fall in Sukuna's favor, and I think they will in the end inevitably fall in the main characters, makes those chance plays a little bit better, right? To me, like, once again, like, conceptually, I think there are some issues. Like, someone mentioned really early in chat, right? Not they were like, it makes sense. Like, it's not like a plot hole, but you can't help but feel that like contrived nature to it. And I don't not agree. You know what I mean? Like, I don't disagree inherently. I do think that, like I said this pretty early on in the start, Kamutoke getting confiscated does feel, if nothing else, convenient, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, that's lucky. You know what I mean? How nice of you, Suka, to have that imported straight from the iceberg, from Arame. You know what I mean? Just when you would need it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, I get it. It's
I get it.
more of a contrivance. Like, yeah, my whole thing is like, it's not immersion breaking for me in the way that like Gojo not being informed about like the Barrios domain was, right? Like, it's just sort of, it's plausible enough to be a little irritating, but not take me out of the story completely.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. Daniel Boyce, thank you for the 10. Y'all think Gojo should have / could have killed Kenjaku Sukuna when he first got unsealed? He says he had some other stuff to do before they fought, but we haven't seen it yet. Was it just a dropped?
I don't think it's not dropped. I 100%. Look, I'm willing to guarantee that. Now, am I gonna like how it's executed? No fucking idea, right? Mm-hmm. But I guarantee it's not dropped. He didn't drop it. He even like mentioned some of the shit he had Shoko, like, oh yeah, I told Shoko about like Megumi's dad, blah blah blah. Like, I do think he was probably like in the process of planning
his
shit
affairs
like that.
In order. Yeah.
I'm gonna be real with you, right? Maybe this is a controversial take, right? Maybe this is a controversial take. I don't know if Gojo was just packing up 15 Finger Sukuna the way a lot of people like say, should he have just killed him, right? As if it's like the easiest thing in the world. I'm not saying he loses. I'm not saying all that, right? I'm just saying I don't know if, because people say it as if like Gojo could just, like, you know what I mean? Like, in the same way he could have killed Kenjaku, he could have done it like it was a formality of sorts, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't know if I think that. I really don't know if I think, even with 15 fingers, Sukuna is sort of just like rolling over like that. To the point where it may have been a little dangerous for Gojo to kind of like fight him in that environment. Maybe he didn't want to be taken advantage of. Like, say Sukuna is on the ropes and Kenjaku joins with like a domain or some shit, right? Like, Gojo doesn't know how the fight's gonna play out, neither does Sukuna really. And that's, to me, why he like leaves to put his affairs in order. Right? Because in the event that I do die, I'm not leaving you guys like completely high and dry, right? I don't intend to die. That's not my plan. but I am now for the first time fighting a person that I cannot just say, let me go handle this with certainty. I'll be right back. It's more like I'll be right back, but in case I'm not, here's my life insurance plan. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. Let me make sure the nest egg is set up for y'all. Fair.
Yeah.
Let's see. Was there another super chat before this one? No. Okay, cool. Killian Bolton, thank you for the 20. Beyond crackpipe theories involving Gojo coming back, how can we possibly see the team even standing a chance against Sukuna? Personally, I think Yuji is going to have a resistance to Shrine due to being seeped into Sukuna's cursed energy. I've heard that before. I've heard like the whole like similar with Hollow Purple affecting Gojo in like a reduced way. Yuji would be with Shrine. I wouldn't put it past it. I just think Sukuna would like up the voltage, so to speak, and I think it would be essentially a reflection of the God, do you remember when he first incarnated into Megumi and tried slashing Yuji? Like he was still getting slashed, but he wasn't like cut all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think it's just gonna be something like that. It'll be like a reduction, but I don't think it's an immunity.
I don't think it's immunity either, but being resistant to that's a pretty big thing. I know a lot of people disagree, so that's like maybe you consider like a Megumi involvement being that, but let's see. I mean, you have the whole soul thing. Megumi soul is still like a somewhat not recent development, but like it was mentioned and it was not discarded as like dead. Their intent still seems to be on like defeating Sukuna and getting Megumi back. I think that could probably impact it a lot. Like if Megumi is also like weakening Sukuna, weakening his output or like restricting his body in some capacity, on top of just having like characters evolving and like growing throughout the battle. But yeah, that's how I see it.
Fair. Let's see.
Obalak, thank you for the 5. Yuji better be cooking something fierce. I have Yuta stocks, but Yuji, please beat this 4-armed bozo. Hey, bro, you kind of with... Yeah, I mean, I agree. That's fair. Cook them.
Yep. Platinum Gamer X, thank you for being a member for 4 months. I really like the chapter, but the fact that they introduced the Trident just to immediately lose it made it feel real pointless. I don't know. It shoots out electricity. Didn't work on Kashimo. Like it's sort of like it got more use keeping Shrine in Sukuna's hands than it did against Kashimo. I
don't know. Yeah, I'm glad your the last of Yorozu's fucking impact is gone. Good. No, I'm hating.
Oh no, that was.
Did you know there were like real Steel Yorozu fans, bro? Did you know that?
Yeah,
Actually, kind of tripped me out.
I mean, I can't tell if they're Yorozu fans or fans of Yorozu. If you catch my drift,
I'm not catching the drift. The drift is dead.
Wow, that's crazy. I don't know. There is like a what's the Yorozu agenda? You know what I mean? Like is it just
Yorozu
like
top 5 strongest? Yorozu amazing character.
You know what Yorozu needed? She needed like a jobber.
Or a job. Stop dick eating off Sukuna. Go do something useful.
Bro.
Yeah, nah, bro. That's crazy. I'm a Yorozu fan. Lemillion. My condolences, brother.
I was gonna say
my
that
condolences.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, okay, no. That's it. Mikey wanted me to talk about like the new One Piece animation real quick, so I'm just gonna quickly do that.
Oh, yep. All right. I'm gonna go use that.
Yeah. Okay, so if y'all didn't see the news, Netflix and One Piece announced that they were gonna reanimate the East Blue arc. For now, it just seems to be the East Blue arc, from the beginning in like the modern animation style. I'm excited. I saw a lot of people being like, "We don't need this. This is just a rehash." Blah blah blah. I'm excited, and I'll tell you why. I have a few friends, people that I've run into in the wild, as I call it, that they would probably like One Piece, but they can't get into it, even on the anime level, because the animation style looks too old. You know, it's got the 4x3 thing. Even the cropped version is like, they're still not completely sold on it, right? And it's something that is like very distracting for them. Now, I think, like, it always goes the same way. I show them the modern One Piece animation, like from Wano, and they're like, "What? This is so cool!" And then like they whip out the first episode, and it's like half of it is white. You know what I mean? Like I get it, right? So I think this would be a great way to get some new people into One Piece who are also like not super big fans of the live action either. Um, I'm firmly into the pro this thing existing camp. Let's see. Let's see. Kareem still caught up in that Heian Yorozu flashback fit. I wish I didn't read that out loud. My God. Come on. What is wrong with me? Zora, it's a pointless remake. I don't know, man. Like, they've been doing a lot of One Piece stuff recently. The movies, if you want to be for real, the movies are a waste of time, right? They're all non-canon. They all introduce, even the good ones are like, nah, they're just little side things. Like, I don't know. I'm a bit, like, I have a bigger beef with, like, non-canon projects than I do remakes of canon stuff. Like, it just, like, it feels safe to get into, but that's a personal preference. Let's see. Let's see, what did Mikey say? I think it's a waste of a remake. There's too many other series that need it more than One Piece. Probably, yeah. I heard some people say they wanted it for Tokyo Ghoul, but I don't know about all that. I did see some snippets of people doing a side by side of the Tokyo Ghoul manga and anime, so I get it, right? But like, if Netflix is the one doing it, obviously they'd go for One Piece. But if we want to be just like, if we want to keep it a stack, right? I think Soul Eater would be a pick for me because I remember I did see a couple episodes of it, a couple like way back where it looked cool as hell, but I heard that like the ending was just something to left a lot to be desired. A reanimation of Yu Yu Hakusho would go crazy, and I actually want to double down on this, right? Not only would it go crazy, but if they actually get like not an anime ending or necessarily, but just like if they hit up Tagashi and they're like, "Hey, bro, give us like those 20, 30 chapters you would have drawn, right? Just bullet pointed or something. We'll add it in like fresh, and it'll be like the definitive version of Yu Yu Hakusho." That might be a fun way to like immortalize him. I think that'd be cool. Yep. The Soul Eater anime was good. Even Slam Dunk remake would be peak. Slam Dunk is good. Slam Dunk is a good series that I think would warrant. It would excel with a reanimation, I think, because like I think the movie went crazy and it actually boosted the manga sales even more to a ridiculous amount. Soul Eater and Fairy Tail ending. Shut up, Mikey. Like,
we still talking about One Piece, or are we done?
We're done. I did advocate for Tokyo Ghoul remake instead, on your behalf.
What do you know about Tokyo Ghoul?
Thank you was supposed to be your line. It was thank you, Creams. You want to run it back?
I mean, nah. I'll ask my question again since you clearly couldn't hear me. What do you know about Tokyo Ghoul?
All right, guys. No Tokyo Ghoul remake agenda here anymore. That's it for us.
I mean, I'm just asking, why would you want one?
Oh, I don't. I just, I want that for you and your fellow fans, because I'm a good friend and hero. Libra365, thank you for being a member for 3 months. Remember that as soon as the trial ends, that Yuji disappears from the shad entirely and Maki still has not shown up. There is definitely something there. No, there is. I feel like there's a lot more. I think it's going to be the Sukuna slowly, pardon the pun, dismantling everything they throw at him up until, like, they kind of have to face that evolutionary threshold of, like, hey, we got to start adapting too. But yeah. Mm-hmm. Did you guys talk about the new JJK volume cover? Not yet, bro. That shit was hard. That shit was so hard. I'm really happy they didn't do a Yorozu volume cover after Angel. Oh my god, that was gonna bum me out. That was gonna make me so sad if Gege did that.
Those are two women? No, bro,
not my manga. Up. You agreed with me too.
I know nobody said that. Don't speak for me, bro. Don't want women on your volume covers and not allowing me to speak for myself. That's fucking crazy. I mean, I'm fine with the Angel volume cover. Well, I'm fine with Angel being on a volume cover. I just think he drew it pretty poorly. Well, yeah. I mean, you got to admit, phrasing like that is nuts. Bro, I couldn't take it if Gege drew Yorozu after Angel, bro. That would suck. Very, very funny. Very funny way to phrase that. But the thing looks good. The volume cover looks cool.
Remembering the
yeah,
famous, why does Megami pull it off better than Yuji? And you're like putting your tears aside, being like, damn, bro, you're spitting.
You know what's funny? Nobody thinks that. I think like that's not the consensus at all.
Oh no, that was a direct quote. That was part of a tweet exchange you had. I just remembered it. It was like right after it happened. On? Yeah, like right after the chapter dropped.
I mean, I still think I think it's the 14th volume cover is still better, but this one looks really good too. I don't know. I just think the 14th volume cover is one of the best. So
yeah. I don't know. Yuji Kuna was like, he was fun. He was fun. He wasn't he didn't have more aura. I just think he had like a more.
He just fought jobber. He fought weaker people.
Yeah, really had fun. I don't know. Like, does Heinen? I think Heinen era Sukuna, like full 4 arms, has the most aura, just to keep it a stack, because he looks like the most curse-like in this form. Really helps it out.
Think so? He hasn't really done too much to me to give him that level of aura.
I mean, for me, the biggest aura moment for him was the explanation for why his body is the way it is. Right? It was just like, dude, the aura, but like it adds to the aura to get the explanation of like, wait a minute, a second pair of hands and an extra mouth. Oh, that's crazy, bro. No wonder Kashima was glazing him.
Well, you about to join him, bro? You sounded real enthusiastic over there.
We better join him.
Not we. We're not about to do shit. You can do whatever you want, though.
Yeah, bro, that's an honor.
When the bar returned to get the new volume cover, God, yes, sir, bro. I'm happy. I'm locked in for you, Mikey. Can't wait for that volume cover, bro. Imagine he takes inspiration from all the fan art he's been seeing, adds a rose on the eye or some bullshit. Hold on. Let him cook.
Overall, I give this chapter like a solid 7.58. Just solid.
This the coolest 7 out of 10 I probably have ever. Well, that's a lie, but like it's a very 7 out of 10 chapter. I will say I do think that the Hakari versus Arame section is much more enjoyable than the second half.
Fair.
The second half, like, even though I don't necessarily find the same like flaws that a lot of people do, it does not leave as satisfying or like as interesting of a taste in my mouth as like Arame being like, I'll crush you with my full power, and then Hakari being like, all right, do it then. Like that to me, that's just a lot cooler of a conclusion than like a lot more interesting of a conclusion. I'll put it like that.
Anyway, I think that's pretty much it for this one. Unless you have anything else you want to add on at the end here.
Did BR just say Yorozu over Jogo? I didn't say anything of the sort. When I say he fought stronger people, I primarily mean Gojo. I don't think anybody like really. Yorozu is like barely a step up from like the Ishigori category of Kaban, in my opinion. But that's just me. When we talk about Hakari not wearing socks, it makes me less fond of him. Is he not wearing socks?
I don't know. I think they blew off. That was I just assumed she froze it.
I mean, one of his. I mean, he lost one of his feet, so. So, you know, he has an excuse for at least not wearing one sock. Wait, how did he get his shoes back on, though? That is kind of weird.
I thought, wait, the shoes not blow up?
I think in the second one, he's wearing, like, hold on, let me show you. Here, I'll highlight it for you. Because he's wearing the shoe again, and I'll show you why it's weird, right? Hold on. So he's wearing, give me let me highlight it. So he's wearing the shoe on the foot where his leg is blown off, right? Which is like, whatever, fine, I guess. But it would be fine, rather, if Gege didn't show, like, the foot being kind of gone. Not even the foot being gone, but, like, the shoe still being attached to a different leg. You know what I mean? The one that Arame, like, froze off and shit. So, it's there, but, like, look. It kind of implies that Hakari fucking picked up his gone leg, shook the shoe off, and put that shit on there, bro. It's kind of fucking weird.
That is a little okay. So the shoe didn't get blown off. Wait,
his leg got blown off. He
Yeah.
kicked his feet out, right? And then he went back and he grabbed the shoe, which is just like,
Took his old foot
dude,
out. Yeah. Ugh.
what the fuck are you doing? That's so weird.
God.
Ugh,
I
that's so
mean,
weird, bro.
that's a man about his sneakers, man. That's what that is.
That's so like unbelievably strange.
I mean, Hakari
Mm.
is canonically a strange guy.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Yeah, oh, there's my shoe. It's just it's not the finding the shoe thing. It's more of the like, bro, that's your dead leg.
Like,
You just took that shit off and be like, I get once again, he's a weirdo,
yeah.
whatever. But it's just very funny.
I mean, took it off like it was a sock. Honestly, that's nuts.
Yeah,
Right
what's weird is Akari having body parts lying around Tokyo. That's also a very weird thought. Like people are gonna move back in and just start seeing like parts of like just hands and shit frozen all over the place.
there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, dude. Somebody, Dark Master MC, how do we feel about Jump Fest? Like generally, or is there one coming up?
I think there was one already here now.
I don't know. The fact that I don't know.
I think
Were you aware?
I think Gege said that
Oh,
yeah.
that right. Okay, the end of the year thing. Yeah.
Yeah, Gege said we won't be seeing another one of them. I don't know.
Didn't he say maybe though?
Who cares, bro? I'm pretty sure he said I definitely will not be here for another one of these. I think with JJK. I'll try to find it though.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was like a definitive or like a. I mean, most likely won't be here next year. Either way, this kind of implies at least like another like 30 chapters. No, what am I saying? Like that's the very least amount of chapters. It's at least 30 more chapters. I don't know if you can end
Why
this
is that?
1 year's worth of chapters. I'm assuming for breaks and holidays. Just subtract.
Well, I mean, I'm saying like he's saying he won't be there for Jump Fest, so why would you assume a full year though?
What is Jump Festa not usually a December thing?
It is. I guess I'm asking like, how are you coming to the conclusion that we're getting a year when he said we will not be? I guess is where I'm kind of getting at.
I assume like right before is when he'll end it. Like if I'm being generous.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right. Which is why I said like 30. I don't know. JJK ending in like on chapter 275 feels like such an awkward number.
Bro, you got to get over your weird thing with numbers.
Oh my god.
Like
this shit again.
Gege's gonna do something super special on chapter 200. Okay, bro. Nobara coming back March of next year, by the way. I was gonna say that's so oddly specific, but then again, I think I said like Nobara's coming back on like chapter 256 or something. Hold on. And I don't know why. I don't know why I did it. Like one day I just kind of said, no, that's what's gonna happen. And I guess I gotta stick to it because I said it, but like I don't know why. Hold on, let me see. Let me just look up. I know I put it in like a Discord somewhere, and I don't mention Nobara that often, so I might be able to just search it up.
Samara Nelson, thank you for the 2. Y'all think the
256.
cursed puppet secret will be used? No. Like
the panda bullshit thingy.
No. Like they would need time to make them, and I don't think so. Plus, wasn't that Yaga's like innate technique too?
I mean, I guess so, but they asked how he did it with the assumption that, excuse me, they'd be able to replicate it somehow.
But, like after a while.
I don't know.
You know, of like kind of reverse engineer. I mean, that was the assumption. I didn't think it was like an easy thing to do.
I don't know. I mean, he made it seem like it was just like an easy bake oven type shit, bro. Like, grab a couple of souls, put it in a body, give it cursed energy, let it sit for a few days. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know if it'd be any harder than that. I don't know if it'll matter though.
Yeah. That's yeah. Let's see. God, Nobara coming back in what 9 chapters is 256? What the fuck would need to happen in one more volume's worth of JJK to justify Nobara comeback? Like,
I don't know, man.
Very specific set of circumstances.
Really? How specific, bro? Like, Takaba kind of just showed up one day to fight Kenjaku.
I guess.
How specific do the circumstances really have to be?
I mean, I guess it's like a symptom of like diverting your attention and just allocating a few chapters to explain it. But which Gege, like I wouldn't put it past him. I think he could get it done in like 2 or 3, maybe 1 or 2 if he's like in a hurry about it. Which historically.
Yeah. Black Clover is the best Christmas gift I could get. Sleeping Danger. I will send you a pair of socks in order to surpass Black Clover as the best Christmas gift you can get, brother. We gotta get you out of there. We gotta get you out of there. Nah, but anywho, yeah, mm. Yeah, just seeing a lot of Nobara sentiment. Good to know that the agenda's still alive even outside of Mikey. You know what I mean? Let's see. But yeah, I mean, I think that's it. Unless anybody we see any more super chats or got any more people that are that want to add their input. Black Clover Slender for no reason. I mean, somebody said something good about it, so like the force of nature that I am, I had to balance it out. You know what I mean? Equal and opposite reactions type shit. He brought Ghetto back and got rid of him in one chapter. Remember when he choked Kenny? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you can do a lot of things in one chapter. But yeah. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah. But I do think that's it for today.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for coming out. Thank you to Liv for the awesome thumbnail. Oh, right.
Thank you for the great art, the great edit of Creams being the racist one. Thank you. That was great. Oh yeah, poll results.
Yeah, okay. Wow. Somebody actually unvoted. That's hilarious. That's so yeah, we had 88, it went down to 87. Okay, let's without further ado, oh my god. I'm gonna
Yeah, bro.
Yep.
You couldn't have mentioned the poll results after you'd already figured this out. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Just I don't know where this is. It's not on my desktop. Okay, we
just say what the poll results are, brother. Just use your words then.
Whatever. Okay, fine. Vinland Saga won at 43%. Woo!
Woo. Cool. Okay, so that's it, chat. You heard it. What did I just witness? Anyways, you heard it here first, chat. That is what we're reading next, Vinland Saga. A lot of people said in chat today that I'd like it, so I hope I do. It seems like it'll be pretty interesting. It was,
and it's a series.
I'm excited. I'm locked in for it.
Me too. I mean, it's a series we both own physical copies of, so we finally get to crack those open now.
Yep. Yes, sir. But yeah, I think that's about it. Appreciate you guys all for coming out here. Thank you to everybody that super chatted. Thank you to everybody asked us questions, chilled, liked the stream, did all that stuff. We appreciate you as always. For members, we will see you guys next Thursday to review the episode, or at least pretend that we will be doing that. And then for everybody that's not a member, we will be seeing you guys next week for hopefully another chapter on JJK that can be talked about a lot at the bare minimum.
Yep, that is the bare minimum. Yeah. All right, we'll see you guys later.